In life, there are winners and there are losers. There are victors and the defeated, the Lakers and the Clippers. And this is the case with free agency as well. Which is why today on the Talk Yours podcast, we will be naming our 5 biggest winners and losers from this year's free agency through the first week. Obviously, a lot can change, but I feel like most of the major signings that people were looking at have happened already. So barring any trades, this is about what free agency is going to look like. And it's a really interesting free agency. Not an exciting one, but one where there's a lot of structure to be made with these teams. And personally, I feel like there are some winners, but more than that, there are some big losers who really missed out on opportunities to do things that are going to impact their future in big ways. Me and Corby are just going to go back and forth. I think Corby's going to start by naming his first team that he believes is the biggest winner. We're going to name our 5 winners, see if our lists are the same, and then we're going to go into our 5 losers. You got anything to say?
Nothing. Let's get right into it.
All right, cool. Let's get into it.
Cool. First team, Atlanta Hawks, my favorite team. I'm assuming you also have the Atlanta Hawks.
100%. Yeah.
Cool. Last year, we're normally always super mid. We were below mid, 17th offense, 18th defense overall in the regular season. And one big reason was Trae Young actually played pretty amazing, led the league in assists, but the guys he was passing to offensively weren't great. We were 18th in 3-point percentage. So with that being said, our offseason was, let me pull it up. Oh, I lost it. The Atlanta Hawks got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Luke Kennard, and then traded for Kristaps Porzingis. And then we lost a bunch of guys, actually. Clint Capella, Karis LeVert, Larry Nance Jr., Georges Niang, Terrence Mann, a bunch of low-level role players, plus Clint Capella. Shout out to what he did for the Atlanta Hawks for 5 seasons, even though toward the end, I was not a fan of his. But overall, we got 3 really good shooters. I mean, you talk about Kristaps Porzingis, a guy who's 7'3", can shoot it from anywhere. Trae Young's never played with a guy like that. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 3-and-D. His 3 is kind of inconsistent, but overall defense, perimeter defense, he kind of makes it so that the entire Hawks rotation is either 6'5" or over outside of Trae Young. And then Luke Kennard, specialty guy. He's not going to be playing 25 minutes a night, don't get me wrong, but if we ever need shooting, this dude, I'm pretty sure for his career is like 42, 41% from 3. So we absolutely needed that because honestly, a lot of times Trae Young, if you just look at the stats, he'll look like super inefficient, but he does get covered in a way that's pretty insane because of the lack of offensive players around him. Like, Dyson Daniels isn't a great offensive player. Risa Shea was very iffy in his rookie season, even though he ended it very well. So just overall, really good signings. We traded for Porzingis, only gave up the 22nd overall pick. And then we drafted Asa Newell with pick 13. And we got back a Bucks Pelicans first round pick. We get to pick between the best of them.
I actually believe Asa Newell was the 20. I believe you guys traded down.
We traded down
for Asa Newell.
No, we did because Royals picked 23 because we had pick 13.
Yeah, it was pick 23.
It was from 13.
Yeah.
I don't think some Hawks fans will say they want him to play, but some Hawks fans are also Georgia fans, so keep that in mind. I don't think he'll play. I think he'll be in the G League, but overall, I still think it's a good pick. Mm-hmm. I think apparently the Hawks were planning on picking him at 13 if he was available. I would have hated that, but at 23. And a first round pick where the Pelicans could easily be bad. We still don't know what Giannis is thinking about this current Bucks team as they release Damian Lillard, and we might talk about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I mean, I'm super happy. It's my favorite team. We're actually making a move to contend, and overall, that's how I picked my teams. It's like, do I clearly know your direction, and did you take a step in it? So those are the winners, and then the losers. I don't know what kind of direction they're going because whatever direction I thought they were going, they kind of just stayed still.
Yeah.
So
no, I would 100% agree with that.
Yeah, and then a couple more things. Jalen Johnson was so important to the Atlanta Hawks, and this next season he has the potential to play like a full entire season for the first time in a couple years. And when he was on the court, we were a plus 5.6, which is in the 83rd percentile. And now he has even more weapons around him. And then just overall, Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Zachary Risa-Jay, those are like the for sure starting point guard, shooting guard, small forward for the Hawks next year. And then I'm projecting either maybe Jalen Johnson and Porzingis or maybe we start Jalen at the 3, Onyeka at the 4, Porzingis at the 5, whatever. But last year we had Georges Niang, who literally couldn't guard a traffic cone. Mm-hmm. And when we had the lineup of Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Zachary Risa-Jay, Georges Niang, and Onyeka Okongwu, so that was like in the latter part of the year, we were a plus 11.7 on 122 possessions. And Porzingis is better than Niang in literally every single aspect of basketball. So seeing that not only is Jalen Johnson really good on the court, but the second he comes off the court, we can have a lineup like this that was super effective. Super excited. And then just not, I'll just, ramble. You can talk after. I'm sorry. This is my favorite team. I'm going to ramble.
No, you go ahead. Yeah.
Riza J showed a lot of flashes in that second half of the season where I truly think he will take a leap in this next year. I think Okongwu can play either really nicely to Porzingis or take a leap. I wouldn't even be surprised if we, later in the season benched Porzingis just to kind of save him for the playoffs, because it seems like every single year he gets to the playoffs, whether it was on Dallas or Boston, and just gets hurt. So I wouldn't be surprised by that, because I'm still a huge Onyeka believer, and I just think we don't have our pick next year. Oh, sorry, we do. Technically, it's a worse swap between the Spurs and the Hawks. And being a Hawks fan, I always kind of expected our team to just never take a step in free agency, because like our last good free agent signing was literally 2020, 5 years ago, when we signed Bogdan Bogdanovic and Danilo Gallinari, which were seen as huge signings at the time. If you're a Hawks fan, because we literally never sign people, we always trade for them. So overall, I'm just super proud of our new GM.
You guys did trade for Porzingis as well.
We did trade for Porzingis. I'll give him credit for that. We also traded for DeJounte Murray, which didn't work out. So I don't know. Our trades are pretty iffy, but that signing was huge. Our GM, we got a new GM. His name's Amsi Saleh. Dude, I don't know.
You better learn how to pronounce his name.
All I know is
he's had one of the best off seasons that the Hawks have had in a long time. So
I was in a long time.
In your opinion. So.
Overall, huge win, because we didn't give up like any assets and we got better, which is something that you don't really see from teams nowadays, especially like we actually got a better pick for sure in next year, because both the Pelicans and Bucks could be going through something. But what are your thoughts?
I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head. I mean, you talked for like 10 minutes, so you had to at some point. But no, I mean, they are a team where you look at them and they gave up Clint Capella, but they got Porzingis back. Yeah, they gave up George Niang, but they got Luke Kennard back. They gave up who was it? Who am I missing?
LeVert.
Yeah, LeVert. But you got Nickeil Alexander-Walker back, who's not the offensive option that LeVert is, but he's certainly a way better defender. So you're just looking at what they got back, and you lost Terrence Mann. You lost Larry Nance Jr. Larry Nance Jr. played all of 18 games this season.
I don't know, but I'm gonna miss him. He's a very fun guy. I think we talked about it in our last pod.
Yeah, he's a really fun guy, but you're not losing a lot from the team as it was. Maybe he could have been valuable on the team, but also in a rotation with Porzingis and Onyeka and Jalen Johnson, it's hard to find room for him and consistent minutes. But maybe he could have still been valuable. But I think what you got back, and Terrence Mann wasn't getting minutes either.
No, I hate Terrence Mann.
So I think what you got back in your return for what you gave away or gave up on was really good. Obviously, they used that mid-level exception really effectively to sign Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And I think in a weak Eastern Conference due to the injuries next year, Atlanta has a chance to be really competitive.
Top five, no excuses.
I think so. I think you've made these moves and you have to finish top five. You don't have to win a championship, but
no, because our team is young enough where if we finish top five, we make the second round at the very least. It'll suck getting eliminated, but this, I mean, our starting lineup has 3 guys under 25. No, if you count Onyeka, it might be 4 guys under 25 years old.
Oh yeah. So. I think next year's a huge year for Trae Young. I think if Trae Young does not lead this team to a top 5 seed, or at the very least a top 6 seed, like a guaranteed playoff spot, and they're back in the play-in again, then you kind of have to start asking some questions about the viability of that team with him as their best player.
I agree. So. And dude, people who say, because I've seen this online, people who say that why do you even think like that? That's not how a true basketball fan talks. Dude, the Atlanta Hawks have been mediocre for 6 years.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, okay, the Hawks are on a top 6 seed. That doesn't automatically mean it is Trae's fault. Obviously, the actual basketball will have to do with it. So if Trae's doing everything he can and these shooters just aren't shooting well, or these defenders aren't defending, whatever, then obviously, it's not Trae's fault. But just overall, he had that one conference finals run, and then everything else, he just kind of fell short. And at the end of the day, you can say that, he is an offensive superstar, but he is also a defensive liability that makes it hard to build around. Mm-hmm. So if it's not super clear that it's the role player's fault, you have to at least ask the question.
Yeah.
For sure. I agree with you with that.
So I mean, not much more to say about the Hawks. You ready to move on?
Yeah. What's your next team?
So I'll move on to my next team since we agreed on the Hawks. I've got the Cavs. So I'm curious, do you have them as one?
No, I didn't even have them as an honorable mention kind of team.
So for me, when I look at the Cavs, right, they didn't really do a lot in the offseason. But what they did is they made their roster a lot better by getting Lonzo Ball.
Really?
I think they did.
They let go of Ty Jerome. He was amazing.
And he was a liability in the playoffs. Like, he legitimately, his performance in the playoffs, and I'm not always one of those guys that goes, if you don't perform in the playoffs, your regular season performance doesn't matter. But when you look at how bad he was in the playoffs, that's where you need him to perform. This team's going to make the playoffs regardless. With Ty Jerome or not, this team is a top 4 seed or a top 3 seed probably in the Eastern Conference. So I'm not really concerned about losing Ty Jerome for his regular season value. I'm concerned about Ty Jerome's ability to perform in the playoffs and what he brings to the table. And when you look at, Cleveland, it's pretty well known that their point of attack defender position, that their ability to have a point of attack defender, they don't really have that, right? They don't have this great point of attack defender. Hunter's a great wing defender. Mobley's a great, whatever he is, can guard
rim protector.
3 through 5. Jared Allen's a good rim protector. Donovan Mitchell can hold his own, but he's 6'3", and Garland is not a good defender. Like in that way, again, he can hold his own, but he's 6'2", 6'3". Like, these are small guys. These are guys when you are in a conference against, really physical guards that you want to be able to put some length on them. You want to be able to put some size on those guys, right?
Okay.
So for me, getting Lonzo Ball was a huge thing. And, they gave up Okoro. He was going to get phased out of the lineup anyway with Hunter. I think his position on the Cavs as what? I mean, what was he turning into? Like a 3-and-D player? Hunter does that in spades and does it way better.
Yeah.
So you gave up a nothing asset to get back someone who's going to be really valuable off your bench or maybe even in your starting lineup. And they also got Larry Nance Jr., who we just talked about. And I think he fits really well with the Cavs. I think it's another guy who is multifaceted, can defend, can score, can rebound. I mean, he's actually a very good rebounder for his size. And that's something you do need because Mobley and Jared Allen are not these excellent rebounders. And when you put them on the court individually, which you want to be able to run Mobley at the 5, you need a good rebounder next to him at the 4. And Larry Nance Jr. provides that.
I just think Larry Nance Jr. can't be a 4 because of his just inability to space. Like, even if his 3-point percentage on Basketball Reference, I don't know what it says. Even if it says it's high, it's because he gets left wide open.
Okay, so let's say Mobley's the 4 then, because Mobley has started to develop that 3-point game. And I feel like if he continues to develop that, then it really doesn't matter whether he's the 4 or the 5. But one of them's going to space and one of them's not going to not.
But neither are good enough spacers where that'd be like a really good offense.
Right, but you as Cleveland have already said you're going to bet on Evan Mobley and his development, right?
But I think it works with Jared Allen because Jared Allen is actually a good rim protector. Larry Nance Jr. is not protecting the rim. He's a good rebounder. Don't get
okay. So run Mobley at the 5 on offense and have him space the floor. You don't need to have him run the 5 on offense and defense.
But I just don't like the offense together. And then with Ty Jerome, it's not like Ty Jerome once you get to the playoffs is some big liability. He played amazing. And Miami is not the greatest team.
Yeah,
but he killed Miami. He literally killed Miami. Like
great, and I would play great against third graders.
The Miami Heat to third graders.
Weak competition. They beat them by 55 or whatever it was in games 4.
Because of Ty Jerome. They're not doing that without.
But where was he against Indiana? When Darius Garland was out.
He was missing
Evan
shots.
Mobley was out.
He was missing shots.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't show up when they actually needed him to show up.
So you think with the Grizzlies, where he just signed, he's just not going to show up next year because this is who he is now?
I think he'll show up in the regular season, but no, if I am the Cleveland Cavaliers and my aspiration is championship, especially next year in the East, I am not relying on a guy who just went, 3 for 17 in a playoff game?
Okay, but we're going to rely on a guy who, injury-wise, can you count on Lonzo Ball to make it to the postseason? You might have to DNP him every other game to get him there because
you're already a good team. You don't need to have this 64 win roster.
We also don't. I'm looking this up real quick. How many games did Lonzo Ball play last season? I'm sorry, but you. Okay, no, I have to look it up first. Before we go anymore, 35 games.
Okay.
But you're gonna now depend on him to last 16 games in the playoffs when he gets super physical. I don't think you can do
Corby,
that.
would you rather rely on someone who doesn't move your needle at all, or rely on someone who actually moves the needle even if they could get hurt? Because I'm sorry, you lost to the Pacers this year. You're gonna lose to someone else in the East, similar to that Pacers team, if you continue on this path.
36% from the field.
You didn't lose.
36% from the field. Lonzo Ball. That's the guy you want to bet on. Look, I understand Ty Jerome might be a liability, and he might be missing some shots in some series, but being that much of an offensive liability will get you played off the court.
But I don't feel like Lonzo Ball historically in his career you can look at last year. Historically in his career, he's not an offensive liability.
Well, historically in his career, he hasn't missed 2 seasons in a row. So that's a little bit different. Like this might be a whole new player. We had a very small sample size, and I do think he showed some defensive flashes on the Bulls, but it's not enough.
When did he play those 35 games? Because I feel like he returned in the middle of the season.
I think he did. Yeah, he
if
probably
he played
missed
35 out of like 44 games. That's not bad.
That means he missed 2.5 seasons if that's the case. He played.
Yeah, and he had half a season to get ramped back up.
I don't know. This is too far. No, he started playing, like 20 games in. So he wasn't halfway through the season. And then sporadically, he couldn't play. Until I think they eventually, I don't think he got hurt.
They probably just DNP'd him for the end of the season.
He probably just DNP'd him. Probably because he needed it. Because they didn't start just DNPing literally everyone.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Vucevic played like most of the season. And players like that, Kobe White, Josh. Oh, yeah, they made the play-in push. So I just don't think you can solely rely on him. And then also, by the way, Ty Jerome wasn't offered much money. Like, he went to the Grizzlies for what, like $13 million? Which is like nothing.
I mean, I'm sorry, that shows you how much the Cavs valued him and what they saw in him, what other teams saw in him. The fact that no one paid him more than $13 million and he was the runner-up for Sixth Man of the Year last year is telling.
It's telling that this league is oversaturated with scoring guards. But that scoring guard
exactly. So if you already are oversaturated with scoring guards, why would you not get a guard that can do something else?
But this scoring guard for his team was like 3rd place in Sixth Man of the Year.
But they already have 2 of the better scoring guards in the NBA.
Then maybe that's a problem that you're paying two of the best scoring guards each 30, 40 million.
Yeah, but you're not getting rid of Garland and you're not getting rid of Mitchell.
Why can't you get rid of Garland? Maybe I would have had them as winners if they did. I was the one saying that when the Cavaliers lost, when we both expected the Cavaliers to win. When they lost, I'm like, you have to get rid of one of Darius Garland and Jared Allen. And they didn't do either of that. So in my opinion, I don't think they're like a loser or anything because I still think
they were the best team in the East this year, and Boston is not going to be a threat. Milwaukee's not going to be a threat, and Indy's not going to be a threat.
I just don't think and also they chose Sam Merrill over Ty Jerome. Sam Merrill is a decent defender and he's a sharpshooter. Don't get me wrong, but the versatility Ty Jerome could give you in the playoffs, even if he had one bad series.
I guess, but okay.
82 games of greatness. He was elite.
Let's think about this. Okay, it's New York. That's the team you're looking at as your competition in the East next year, right? That's probably the primary team you're like.
I'd say them, Philly, and Orlando.
Yeah, I'll give it to Philly. I don't know about Orlando. I'm not. Sure
I would say Orlando. We can talk about that.
I'll give
later.
it to Philly. You have to be able to guard their elite guards. Mitchell and Garland are not providing that to you. I'm sorry. They're great offensive players, but defensively, they're not guarding the other team's best guard, right?
I don't think so. To be honest with you, I'm so kind of struck because I didn't even think about the Cavaliers being on either of these lists, where I don't have as much to say. Honestly, the fact that you had them, there are some clear winners.
Yeah, and they're one of them.
Because they got Lonzo Ball, a guy who hasn't played basketball in 3 years.
I mean, they literally didn't lose anybody, and they got a guy who provides them with exactly what they need, which is a better.
They lost Ty Jerome. You can't say they literally didn't lose.
They lost a guy who went 3 for 17 in a playoff game where they needed him to actually show up.
I don't like that. I think Ty Jerome's a great player, and the amount of counting stats he gave you, he barely played. He played less than 20 minutes per game. I think he actually didn't qualify to win Sixth Man of the Year because of how little minutes he had, but he still had such an impact.
Maybe not.
And also, by the way, we talk about injuries and stuff. Darius Garland is injury prone. You need a guy to replace Darius Garland. Is that crazy?
Yeah, so they can alternate injuries. How about that? That work for you?
Yeah. Okay. Wait, who alternates injuries?
They do. Garland and Lonzo Ball. One of them.
What happens when they're both hurt? What happens when they're both hurt?
It's not gonna happen. They're gonna alternate it.
Oh, okay. Is that what's gonna happen? Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, if you have some more hyping up to do, I
have nothing else to say. I said what I said. I believe that they're gonna be better because of those moves that they made in the playoffs.
All right. Cool. I'm gonna assume we both have this team.
Yep.
Denver Nuggets.
Yep.
I mean, just clear. Let me look up technically what they did, but we all know what they did. They traded Michael Porter Jr. and a future 2032 first round pick for Cameron Johnson. Mm-hmm. They signed Jonas Valanciunas, who it's still up for debate whether he's going to play next year or not. They signed Bruce Brown
because he's hurt.
Do you not know what's going on with Jonas Valanciunas?
I have no idea what's going on with the
Dude, a Lithuanian basketball team is trying to take him from the NBA, and he's thinking about it.
Take him.
Yes, like sign a contract so that the Denver contract is voided.
Well, then it would be a pretty bad move.
It'd be, I mean, yeah, for the Nuggets. I actually personally like out of all four, because it was Bruce Brown, Cameron Johnson, Tim Hardaway Jr., Jonas Valanciunas. Even though they need a backup center, I'm honestly least excited about Jonas because it's not enough versatility. Like, not only he's like a really, really, really bad Jokic who, I mean, he's kind of known to be a guy who you think is not playable in the playoffs. You talk about like a 7'1", 7'2" guy who could barely move his feet and can't shoot threes as well, and kind of plays through the post.
You just need a backup center.
Yeah, you just so if they get a different one and he goes overseas, then that's not the biggest thing. But yeah, overall, Michael Porter Jr. is a guy who I've always believed in. Don't get me wrong, but like when he is bad, and it happens kind of frequently in the playoffs, he is like really, really bad. I think against OKC, like there were times where he was unplayable, which you just can't have for a guy making $40 million. So Denver, as a team with Nikola Jokic, just couldn't afford that. So them, even though they had to trade a first round pick, you have one of, if not the best players in the world. That pick means nothing to you right now. Go get a guy in Cameron Johnson who's just so steady. Like he's so consistent. Right. You look at how well he's shot. Actually, let me pull up my notes because his 3-point percentage in the playoffs, 42% for his career.
Damn.
In the playoffs, which is pretty insane. And the Nuggets needed it. They were 11th in playoff 3-point percentage. And overall, Cameron Johnson, better defender than Michael Porter Jr. Yep. 21st best defense in the regular season.
I believe it.
As contenders, that is embarrassing. And that is one of... Actually, no. I think their offense was kind of the reason that they lost to OKC, but I still think that they do need a more consistent defense. Bruce Brown, obviously, was already with the Nuggets in their championship run. He was big for them. It's kind of weird because like he's been kind of traveling around, playing for these non-contending teams. I think when he's on a contending team, he's really good. And then Tim Hardaway Jr., not a guy known for being a good 3-point shooter in the playoffs, but I mean, just overall great 3-point shooting. You have to focus. You can't. It's hard to double Jokic if Tim Hardaway Jr. is on the court because he's gonna light that thing up. Whether he misses or makes it, he's shooting it. It's kind of like a worse MPJ build. Like Tim Hardaway Jr. kind of plays like a worse MPJ, obviously with no rebounding, but that's like the biggest differentiator. And height. But overall, the Nuggets, they saw that their championship window was slightly closing, and they thought, hey, let's do everything we can to give Nikola Jokic some help. So like I said, just overall direction, they see that OKC, yes, they won the championship. Yes, OKC beat Denver, but OKC's not a perfect team. It's not like the West is impossible to win. So they got a backup center finally. You know how I feel about I seriously do think, for the most part, the Nuggets have been trying to get Jokic's MVPs by not signing a good backup center. Jokic actually hasn't had a good backup since
Since who? I mean,
Mason Plumlee? Or no, Nurkic? Or like, wait, was Mason Plumlee a Nugget? If not, it literally was. But Nurkic was starting over.
Yeah. Because Nurkic, it was when we had to choose between Jokic and Nurkic.
Yeah. I feel like Mason Plumlee was a Nugget. I don't know, but it's not that important.
The fact that it's Mason Plumlee, I'm sorry. We're talking about Mason Plumlee like he's some great backup center.
He's
the serviceable, but like that's the best backup center you've ever had behind Nikola Jokic.
And it's all the GM's, the front office's fault too. Like there's been no big injury. Like they like besides De'Ron Holmes, who was the 22nd overall pick.
It is a big injury, but I mean, hopefully he's healthy this year, I guess is what I would say for them. But
yeah, just overall, I looked at that starting lineup last year, and MPJ was definitely the weak point because Christian Brown, for most of the regular season, was like amazing. Yep. Jamal Murray obviously shows up. Aaron Gordon was amazing besides his injury in Game 7. It's Jokic. Mm-hmm. He was the one guy out. And I think now you can kind of debate, do the Nuggets have the best starting five in the NBA again? And you can... I might say so.
I'd still say they do. They have the best player in the world, and they've surrounded him with pieces that fit around him really well.
Yeah, I like every single piece that fits with him, and they're all talented.
Yep.
Aaron Gordon's ability to now like create kind of his own shot versus before, like his jumper looks so much more fluid that I'd say it's probably the
yeah, absolutely. Cool. I wouldn't even say, I would say yes, that's the best starting five in the NBA.
And yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Anything more to say about the Nuggets?
Nope. I mean, it's kind of hard with these teams we agree with. Like, I kind of want to add more, but I think we have similar thought processes when we agree on these teams. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm looking at your next team, and
Yeah.
I did not have them.
And I don't understand how.
Go ahead.
So we're including the draft when we include this like free agency, offseason, whatever. And for that reason, I included the Brooklyn Nets, and it's for the simple reason that they got 5 first-round draft picks, and they also got MPJ back for Cam Johnson, which I know on the Nuggets, MPJ does not fit as well next to Jokic as Cam Johnson, but MPJ's ceiling is measurably higher than Cam Johnson's ceiling. He's a 6'10" guy with a handle who can shoot, and he's gonna get an opportunity to develop in an offense where he is going to be the primary ball handler more often than, or I guess
Who?
not primary ball handler.
Yeah, because
but like
we're assuming Cam Thomas is
he's
resigning.
going to be able to take it off the dribble more. He's not going to be the strict catch and shoot guy like he is next to Jokic and Murray, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Will he pass more though?
Cam Thomas and MPJ might be one of the most interesting combinations you could put on a basketball court together. They might punch each other over the ball. It really might. It might get to that point. It might just be the two of them shooting every time. But honestly, listen, you got 5 draft picks. At least 2 of them should work out to be rotational pieces in the future, like valuable rotational pieces.
Does that make you the winner?
It makes you a winner. I mean, you talked about what direction are they going to go in. Brooklyn doesn't have like a direction right now, so they're stockpiling on talent, which is exactly what they should do. And that's all you can do, because like once the talent forms into what it is, then you can make a determination. Okay, Igor Demon is our guy. We're gonna build around Igor Demon. Drake Powell's God, he's really good. We're gonna build. Yeah, you know what I mean. Oh my gosh, MPJ took off. He's turned into a 3-level scorer.
The MPJ trade I love for Brooklyn. Do not get me wrong. This draft, they ruined it. I'm sorry.
How did they ruin it?
Because not only one did they take like so many questionable picks, but you don't do this. You don't draft 5 players in the first round. That's a bad idea. There's only one ball on the court. If you have 5 first-round picks, you package multiple and you try and trade up for talent. There's a reason that when the Brooklyn Nets, let's go back to April, when the Brooklyn Nets had a chance to win the lottery and get Cooper Flag, a lot of the conversation was, if this scenario were to happen, Cooper Flag goes to Brooklyn. You have so much money. Remember how much money they had? They're like, let's go sign some superstars. And then with Flag, with like someone like, I think the discussions were like either Jimmy Butler or trading for Giannis or something.
Yeah.
And with the surrounding pieces they have, then they can go and compete. And I say surrounding pieces because they still right now do have a lot of young talent.
Yeah.
They have a lot of guys, and I even think because of this draft, they let go of some guys. I think I could be wrong. You know, let me look up the Nets offseason and who they lost.
And you could do that, because I just want to dial it back for a second. Your suggestion for the Brooklyn Nets is to go out and sign a bunch of superstars in free agency. And
No.
Trade for a bunch of superstars and try to put together a super team. I wonder where we've seen that before. I wonder if it's ever worked out for them in the past when they've tried to do that. It's not like they've done that twice in the past decade or anything like that.
Okay, my point of that was being that people were confident that if they signed free agents with Cooper Flag, they would be able to compete because they already do have a good amount of depth talent.
Yeah, people, not me.
Okay, now let's say not you. But now, because you draft 5 people in the first round, I even think they might have drafted someone in the second. I could be wrong. I don't think that happened. They let go of a guy like Trendon Watford, who I thought was really good for them.
Mm-hmm.
They did actually end up re-signing Deron Holmes and Zaire Williams. But now they just have like 10, 11 okay guys. They need a guy to actually lead this team that can't be Cam Thomas, in my opinion.
So maybe
we gave him an F tier for best players on each team.
Yeah, because he is an F tier best player on your team.
MPJ maybe might be a D tier player if he ends up being really good.
Which is why you have all of these guys. Like okay, worst case scenario. These guys aren't guys that you can find playing time for. You can still trade them. They got a shit ton of capital in the offseason. Like, they have so much capital to work with now with these players. Like, I guess you could have traded the pick. Whatever. But who knows? Maybe these players start going off in the G League. And then some team is like, ooh, wow, they're scoring 30 points per game in the G League. I'm going to trade for them.
Nobody cares about that. And the reason I say that is because Cam Whitmore just went for 2 second-round picks. And did you see the report that the Phoenix Suns said no, they would rather have 2 second-round picks than including Cam Whitmore in the KD trade? That's a real thing. Yes. Teams do not value Cam Whitmore. Teams either value super good defending role players or superstars. And there's like almost no in between. If you can't defend, and by the way, they did draft a bunch of non-defenders. They drafted, okay, let's talk about their draft picks. At number 8, Igor Demin. Igor Demin, a guy who wasn't even projected to go until later, a guy who can't shoot, can't create separation, has no first step. The only good part of his game is passing. That's the only thing he could do. And I watched this dude live. He literally could not create separation against D2 schools.
I get that, but what do the Nets not have? They don't have
Everything.
a guard that... Yeah, everything. But, like, they have scorers. Do you just want to get more scorers?
I mean,
like you said, there's
okay,
one
but
ball.
This was before the MPJ trade. So at the time, it was just Cam Thomas. And you draft this guy. I guess that getting MPJ was a good move for that reason. But they got 3 different playmakers. 3 different point guard, weird, taller point guard archetypes. I guess you're betting on one to hit. They got Nolan Trower, they got Igor Demin, and they got Ben Seraph. Or Seraph, however you say it. I actually liked the other 2 picks. Don't get me wrong. I actually liked No. I liked Nolan Trower. I liked that pick, and I liked Drake Powell. And I kind of like Danny Wolf, even though Danny Wolf's a guy who could easily be a good bench player, and he could easily just be out of the league in 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
So, because Danny Wolf, well, I think I was huge on betting on his game. I think when we were here, I think I did bet on him.
I think you did, yeah.
And it was pretty funny watching his game, because he weirdly plays like either like a guard or a wing, and he's like 7 foot. But yeah, he's not a good defender or anything. Yeah. I don't think they hit on the draft. And by the way, for me to say they're winners, they would need to use the money wisely. They have so much money, and they haven't. I guess them using it was getting MPJ. I guess MPJ added some money onto their books because Cam Johnson was still getting paid $25 million.
Yeah.
MPJ's what, 35? So what, they added $10 million. They still have so much more cap room. Why don't they have Kuminga yet? Why haven't they tried to really sign a guy yet?
I'm glad they don't.
And they can't go for Josh Giddey. They just got 3 different playmakers who can defend.
I'm glad they don't have Jonathan Kuminga.
I'm sure you're glad. Maybe that's why you have them as your winner.
I'm pretty happy about that. They can't trade as Cam Johnson anymore, so...
No. So, I mean, that's your winner. I debated having them on the losing. So, I understand having first round picks. I guess botching them is the same as not having many first round picks, but I think they missed. I think there was a lot of high potential guys that they didn't get. Like they easily could have.
You just don't know until they actually play. And right now where it's at, the Brooklyn Nets have more reason to actually like look at their roster and say there could be something here than they had. Like significantly more reason to look at their roster and go, there could be something here. Like give us a year to like see how everyone plays and see how everyone works out, and then we start fine tuning.
I understand that. I never liked the idea of 5 rookies being on the team at the same time. That to me, that's pretty insane. I think there's only so many assistant coaches that can help with your development. Where like there's gonna be dudes just forgotten when you could have just traded up and gotten an even better prospect. Just the idea of drafting 5 guys.
I guess you could have, but like, I don't know. Was anyone gonna trade with them out of those top spots?
I think there's a situation where even New Orleans. They traded up for their guy.
I guess so, yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like there would have been a couple different teams if they tried it.
But they had the 8th pick, and they took who they took.
I don't like who they took. So, I just can't have them.
I mean, yeah, I would have rather they took Jack Jonas, personally. Like, I liked his game better, but I still don't think Igor Demin is a bad player.
I mean, I guess we don't know. I think he's a bad prospect, personally. I think he just gives too much Josh Giddey. And Josh Giddey, even though he's not a bad basketball player per se, he's not ideal for building a team. He's not. He's cool. He's still a free agent, actually. But they could sign him. They love these playmakers that can't do anything else. So
that'd actually be really fun. Yeah.
let's get so many. Let's
like
Josh Giddey at the 5.
Let's run a 5-man lineup with like Cam Thomas, put Cam Thomas on the bench. It's like MPJ, Igor Demin, Ben Seraph, Nolan Traore, and Josh Giddey.
And then just go ahead and re-sign Ben Simmons.
Why not? Brings Ben Simmons back.
By the way, still does not have a team. Kind of crazy.
Which is actually kind of wild, but...
Cool. I will go to my next team. So now that you have 2 teams I don't, I'm a little interested to see what teams you don't have.
Yep.
I have the Houston Rockets.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, so that's your final.
Keep agreeing on stuff, I guess.
Go.
Yeah. So that's my final team.
So overall, Houston Rockets really struggled in the playoffs offensively. Like really struggled. I think technically offensive rating wise, it wasn't that bad, but shooting percentage wise, I think I might actually even have it. Yeah, they were 12th in the playoffs in playoff true shooting percentage. Sengun was forced to literally play the Jokic role because Jalen Green just did nothing, and because of that, Houston packaged Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks and went and got Kevin Durant, which is just a huge win. Because like I said with the Nuggets, the OKC Thunder are a really good team, but they're not unbeatable.
Yep.
You have talent already. You traded two guys who Dylan Brooks actually played good in the playoffs, in my opinion.
I would say he did too. I mean, as much as I hate to admit that, I would say he was good.
Yeah.
You know?
So you packaged Jalen Green, who was bad. I understand he was a 20-point per game scorer, but he just wasn't that efficient. Just didn't really fit the team's offense, in my opinion. Wasn't great defensively. Package Dylan Brooks, that number 10 pick. Go get Kevin Durant, who was undisputably.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. A top 10 player in the world, and probably a top 10 scorer of all time, if not higher.
Yeah.
And before we talk more about the Rockets, I do just want to go ahead and, if you don't mind, actually just not look at my computer, because I might show other answers for other shorts. We're going to go to our first short section of the day. So, Kevin Durant averaged 26.6 points per game. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant averaged 26.6 points per game last season. And not that many Rockets have done that. So, can you name the 5 Rockets players? Sorry, let me look at the camera.
Yeah.
Can you name the 5 Houston Rockets to average the most points per game as a Rocket?
James Harden.
James Harden is number 1, 36.1 points per game.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem Olajuwon, number 4, 27.8.
Tracy McGrady.
Tracy McGrady's not on here, believe it or not. There's actually a pretty surprising name.
Tracy McGrady's not on there. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you're missing a dominant center.
I sure am. Yao Ming.
Yao Ming's not on here either. He was close. I think he was like 7th.
A dominant center that played for the Rockets.
I think McGrady was 6th.
Not Dwight.
Dwight Howard, no. No, not even.
I'm like,
he might have been like 17.
Just think of dominant centers that played for the Rockets.
Technically 2 if you count this guy as a center.
Okay, I'm trying to go back. Not Ralph Sampson.
No, not Ralph Sampson.
Do I gotta go back further?
Give me a couple more guesses, and I'll give you the years.
Okay. Maybe move to somebody else. Russell Westbrook.
Number 5 at 27.2. I was surprised that he got that much.
I remember that they averaged like the most points, like ever or something crazy like that
as a duo.
As a duo. So, that makes sense.
All right.
So right now I've got James Harden, Hakeem, and Russell Westbrook, and I'm missing 2 and 3.
I'd say a power forward and a center. It's not 2 centers.
Power forward and a center that played for the Houston Rockets. In what years? In what years did they play for the Houston Rockets?
Want me to give you a year?
Yeah.
Around the 80s.
Around the 80s.
I don't know what year.
Oh, around the...
He was on a different team.
Barkley?
No.
Oh, yeah. Barkley was on the Rockets way later.
No, the center. The 80s.
The center.
I think it could have been
Moses Malone?
Moses Malone was number 2 at 31.1.
Okay, yeah.
He was a go-to scorer.
Dude, those old heads love Moses Malone, man. You ever listen to like Mad Dog talk about Moses Malone?
Oh,
he loves him, dude. Yeah, no. So,
number 3,
I should have got that one earlier. I can't. Yeah.
Should have. Number 3, power forward. Go back even more.
Go back even
about 10 more years.
10 more years. Real old head.
San Diego Rockets.
San Diego. Not Dave DeBusschere. He was a Hawk, right? Or no, he was a Hawk. He was a Knick.
Yeah.
Not
as honestly, I never saw him as a scorer. So him averaging 28.7.
San Diego. The Clippers played in San Diego too at some point. No, they played in Buffalo. Yeah, the Clippers. That's what I'm okay. Yeah.
Maybe it's not even San Diego. Is it San? Yeah, it is San Diego Rockets, right?
Yeah. So I don't. Jerry Lucas?
No. I don't know how many more hints I can give you.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like the easiest name, but
it's like it's a name. I mean, it's
obscure hint. If you use him in my team, he sucks.
Yeah, I don't.
He's not built.
He's not even play 2K, so
he's not built for 2K.
Bob McAdoo only ever played for Buffalo.
Inside scorer. He's probably like 6'9".
6'9" inside scorer.
Probably played hard nose. I'm not glad. I'd never watched any of this dude's
All
tape.
those dudes probably played hard nose in the 70s, throwing elbows and like.
All right, you give up.
Give me one more guess, and then if I don't get this one,
All right, cool.
God, I feel like I can like picture this guy in my head, because I feel like I like watched like those like 2K sims where they like go all the way back and like simulate from like the 70s or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've seen this guy before, and it's gonna like piss me off when I don't get his name.
If I got him in my 2K sim, I wouldn't be happy. I'm not glad. Like, there's something about this dude that like he doesn't give off good.
I actually don't know.
He doesn't give off good aura.
I can't find a name.
Elvin Hayes.
God damn it, dude. Elvin Hayes. For whatever reason, I just associate him with the Washington Wizards.
Yeah.
Or I guess the Washington.
That's a hint I could have given, but I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna.
He's so heavily associated with that team. Like I wouldn't. Yeah, but he did play for San Diego, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. So cool. We can go back to the Rockets talk.
Yeah.
Overall, they got him. They got Dorian Finney-Smith, who, by the way, was like super. And we'll talk about it with one of my losers. Kind of foreshadowing.
Yeah.
When Dorian Finney-Smith was on the floor, he was like the Lakers were really good.
Yeah, I mean Dorian Finney-Smith is one of those guys that if you put him around the right guys, which I mean I'm not 100% sure that is.
I mean Kevin Durant.
Look at my.
Kevin Durant is the right guy in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a reason JJ Redick played him 24 minutes straight in that second half. There's a reason JJ Redick ran that psychopathic.
I mean, is there a like JJ? I don't know if there's a reason to play anybody who's not LeBron James or like Luka Doncic or Steph Curry or like someone of that caliber 24 minutes in the second half. But you know, JJ, it's the Pythagorean theorem. He figured it out.
He figured it. But also then they also signed Clint Capella, which I thought was really weird.
And they brought back all their guys too.
The one thing I didn't like was them trading Whitmore for 2 second-round picks, but apparently no one in the league values him.
He just was like spare goods, I guess, and I hope he really turns out good because I've always liked his game.
I
but
do too.
I fear he might just become another Cam Reddish, honestly. Just
yeah, but I feel like I'm actually seeing the flashes though. Like I swear when he was on the court.
Yeah, I've never seen him look like awful when he was on the court. He didn't always look stellar, but there was definitely flashes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cool. So I mean
I got nothing else. My notes basically are 2 words, and it's Kevin Durant. Period. You get Kevin Durant in the offseason, you're a winner.
yeah. And then once again with the whole direction thing, they were a team that's good, but no one like people. There were some people who doubted the Thunder heading into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Most people doubted the Rockets.
Yeah, most people. I think the Warriors were even favored in that series. So
yeah, I think they were. So that kind of tells you how much people believe that like you do need a superstar.
Let's be honest, like the Warriors were playing like the second best team in the West at that time.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
But I don't know how many different series Houston would have been favored against if they played any other team.
Yeah, I mean that's
maybe like
point. If they
only like 3 or 4, but as the 2 seed, it shouldn't be just
the
3.
6 seed was Minnesota.
Yeah, I think Minnesota's favored. Denver's
Minnesota's favored. I feel like Denver's favored. I feel like LA's favored.
I think
people
Lakers,
just doubted. People just doubted them. Honestly, I mean that's about it.
And I mean, well, they took the Warriors to 7. I wouldn't say rightfully so. They doubted them.
Yeah,
but they ended up being right.
They took the Warriors to 7 though. They looked a lot better than I think people gave them credit for. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on. So you have 2 teams.
Oh yeah, I have 2 more teams. Yeah, you don't have any more teams. Wow. Okay,
Nope.
that's crazy.
Wow.
I have the Orlando Magic.
No, that's not the name I'm seeing, but we'll get to that in a second.
Oh, you have a different team. Cool. Orlando.
No, I'm. Anyway, yeah, you go on your thing. About
Orlando Magic. What they did, they re-signed Mo Wagner for a super cheap contract, which I think is huge. He had a unfortunate injury last season, but I still think he's really good, and I think he's like definitely one of the. Oh, you're good. I think he was definitely one of the better center options in free agency.
Yeah.
Like when I say like probably like top 6 or 7, definitely over a guy like DeAndre Ayton. Again, more Lakers foreshadowing.
I
but
mean, given what they got him for,
yeah,
what the Lakers are paying him, but
yeah, that's true. They got him for pretty
yeah,
much
Lakers
nothing.
foreshadowing.
But yeah, no, Mo Wagner, I think like if you look at his efficiency, you look at the fact that he's not some liability on defense, really good. Trading for Desmond Bane. Was the price hefty? Yes. But I really like it. I mean, their offense was so bad. I think I have it in my notes. They were 27th in the regular season in offense, which is just insane. 27th, and they were a playoff team. Mm-hmm. So obviously they needed an upgrade. And obviously, Jalen Suggs got hurt. Paulo was hurt a good amount of the season. I think Franz was hurt a bit of the season.
Yeah.
So they had some injuries, but overall they
And
needed
dude,
more offensive talent.
Paulo, before he got hurt,
Yeah,
that dude was on one.
he was
He was
killing
killing it. And like do you look at the dip in his numbers? It came right after he came back from injury. No, I mean, look, the Magic aren't one of my winners, but if I made a list of honorable mentions, they'd be on it. They'd be 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
Because I really like the move to get Bane. I think it is always hard to sacrifice depth in this league when you don't have a surplus of it. When you're not the Rockets and when you're not the Thunder, sacrificing depth is always going to be a questionable choice because depth matters so much in the modern NBA. But you got a guy who really fits perfectly next to your two current, star. I mean, Paulo's
But also,
star,
what depth
but,
did they give up?
Cole Anthony and KCP. And I understand KCP didn't have a good playoff run.
Are you
but
seeing that?
He's still a guy. I did see your 39% true.
39% true
That's
shooting
bad.
in the
That's
playoffs.
That's disgusting. That's gross.
But it's 5 points per game. Like that.
Oh, Corby, I know because he had like I can't remember if it was in a playoff game, but that dude just like doesn't score sometimes.
No.
Like
But also, they gave up Cole Anthony. Yes, they signed Tyus Jones.
Yeah.
Which is huge. Tyus Jones, him going to the Suns was so unfortunate because, looking back, I mean, they had enough offense. They didn't need him.
Signing Tyus Jones is huge because you need that point guard off your bench. You need a point guard for your bench unit.
Especially one that's as steady as he is. Because Cole Anthony, I will say, I think he's great because every time he plays the Hawks, he's amazing. But he's not as consistent as Tyus Jones is. Playmaking wise, Tyus Jones is a better passer. And getting Desmond Bane was huge. Yeah, 14th in offense in the playoffs as well.
Yeah. The only reason that I don't have them in my like top 5 is just simply because when I look at them, I go, yes, Desmond Bane is a great fit next to your 2 best players. But outside of those 3 guys, the Orlando Magic, like, and I guess Tyus Jones.
Jalen Suggs? That's a great player right there.
He's a really good player, but he's got to stay on the court.
I mean, that's true. But he only had 1 injury. I'm not remembering him getting hurt the rest of his career.
That's true. They could be a threat out of the East this year.
I think they're a legit threat. I think when you look at them as a team, they are way more. I'm not saying I'm picking them over the Knicks. Yeah. This isn't some sort of prediction, but they have better depth than the Knicks.
Yeah.
They have better depth than. I mean, it's pretty close with the Hawks. They have better depth than Philly, in my opinion.
Yep.
Like it's, if they win, it's gonna probably be because of that, or because Paulo takes that jump, and I think having Desmond Bane on the team will help him take that jump.
All right.
Cool.
Well,
Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't have any notes for it.
Yeah,
this is strictly off
vibes. There are no notes for this.
This is what I loved about Phoenix. I want to give the official. How do you spell Phoenix? God.
PHOE.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Their re-signings. They re-signed Colin Gillespie. They added Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green via trade with the Kevin Durant trade. I don't know who Nigel Hayes Davis. Oh, do you know who Nigel Hayes Davis is? Apparently he just I think he was just Euro MVP, or it's like some different league that's like. Just
I saw that.
I was watching his tape. He looks nice. I'm actually not.
Yeah, so did the dude the Sacramento Kings got
actually Sasha.
And he did not pan out in the NBA at all.
Yeah, but I'm not trusting the white dudes to win MVP. But when you're not a white dude,
yeah, not like Luka Doncic or Nikola Jokic.
Okay, but he did that at 16. Luka did that at 16.
Yeah,
that's different than how old is this dude that they get? I don't care.
Like probably 40.
Yeah. So they also traded for Mark Williams with an amazing trade. They traded the 29th pick and then a very, in my opinion, we've talked about a good amount, very low first round pick for, I think it's next year. It's like the worst of like 5 teams. Got Mark Williams. They drafted Mulach out of Duke at pick 10.
It's a good pick. Yeah.
Very good pick. Unfortunately, they lost a guy like Kevin Durant. So how can they be winners of the offseason? In my opinion, it's the same logic that I've been going with. It's direction. They cut their losses short. Did they get the greatest haul for Kevin Durant? No, not in the slightest. But I really do think if they waited 1 more year, they get even lower. And if you see what Miami was willing to give for Kevin Durant, yeah, you would take Houston's offer. Miami was willing to give up nothing.
Yeah, because Miami values guys like Davion Mitchell and Duncan Robinson, who's not even on the team anymore, by the way. Like they're gold discovered in California in like the 1840s. Like they think these role players are like high level guys that are going to take them to the promised land.
They're obsessed with finding like underrated role player.
Pat Riley has been around so long that a 3-point shooting guard or like, someone that can do stuff like that still amazes him to the degree that he would trade them for Kevin Durant.
Oh my goodness, he's 6'8" and could dunk. Oh, Hawkins, you get the max.
I'm sorry, get Pat Riley, incredible coach.
Spo carries Pat Riley, dude.
It's time. It's time. I don't even know. I've seen Pat Riley for a long, like he's been around for a long time. I get the Heat have been successful. It seems more player based than anything.
Can Pat Riley just go the Bill Belichick route and just like marry a 24-year-old and then just get his life over with, dude? Like just.
Hey man,
maybe he's married right now, but
him and Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. You heard what's been going on with Tom Brady, right?
No.
He's like, I don't know if it's official or anything. The dude is chatting up Sydney Sweeney.
Oh no, I did hear about that. Shout out Tom Brady. I don't like you even more now, but like I respect you. I don't like
Raiders,
actually
Raiders minority owner right there.
Yeah. But back to the Suns.
Yeah.
I think that when you look at a team like, so I had Washington as like an honorable mention because I like what they did. But one thing I didn't like was the way that they handled the Jordan Poole situation of somehow you get Jordan Poole and it's this big steal because it was for like Chris Paul and all this stuff.
Yeah, and I don't like getting just CJ McCollum out of that.
Yeah. So I like the fact that they at least, I mean, obviously Kevin Durant is way better than Jordan Poole, but they at least got some good asset. Jalen Green, as much as you hate that people think he has superstar potential, he has
No. I don't hate that he has superstar potential. I believe he has superstar potential because anybody that has those physical gifts has superstar potential. I hate that they called him a superstar. They went, this is the Houston Rockets young superstar when he wasn't even the player on the team that made the All-Star game.
Okay. Then, I mean, yeah, I can agree with that.
Like,
but yeah, Jalen Green has potential. Dylan Brooks, I think not only can get flipped at the deadline, but he's a good player. Dylan Brooks is a good NBA player.
Can get flipped at the deadline.
What does that mean? Flip? Okay, like
yeah.
The bird. You hate him that much?
Not really. I actually don't mind him as a player, honestly. At some point, it's just a bit.
Yeah. I don't love Dylan Brooks, but I like Dylan Brooks. He's cool.
Yeah, I mean, if I could play like Dylan Brooks, I would.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the funny thing is like if I could play like any NBA, if I could beef with Drake, dude.
As a role player.
Also, it's so funny that he's beefing with Drake out of all people.
Yeah.
Because I feel like him and Drake would get along.
Yeah, but I guess because he's Canadian. Maybe that's why they don't like each other.
Maybe that is why they don't like each other. There can only be one of us. Meanwhile, him and Shea are like the same person.
Yeah.
Drake and Shea.
Oh, Drake. Dude, Shea fans love Drake.
I'm sure they do.
It's kind of like...
I'm sure... Yeah, I'm sure they do.
It's kind of weird how fandom... Because, like, I don't care who... I mean, Trae Young's not my... Let's say Zion. I don't care who Zion likes. Like, I just like watching Zion play basketball. But the people who, like, really obsessed with that kind of stuff, it's kind of weird. But, yeah, the Phoenix Suns, I think they chose a direction. They at least got some assets back for Kevin Durant. And I like the fact that, again, I've always told you, I value centers in the draft. I think centers are the most valuable thing. They got two of them. One of them wasn't in the draft, but Mark Williams still has huge potential.
And they're two... I mean, really, really solid guys. I mean, I think you look at Mark Williams, and he brings a similar skill set to what Malawach brings.
Yeah.
But it's like you have like really good center play in spades. I like what the Phoenix Suns did. You traded Kevin Durant, and you got a return that was indicative of the fact that people know you needed to trade Kevin Durant. And the Phoenix Suns are not winners of the offseason because Bradley Beal is still on their books. And I'm sorry, that is the worst. I'm going to say right now, that's the worst contract in NBA history. He's getting paid $60 million next year.
Yeah, but what are they supposed to do about that?
Well,
no one's taking it.
You have two options, right? Number one, you could stretch his contract the way that the Bucks did with Dame and try, because you only have so many years of being competitive with Booker before he just up and leaves too, right?
Yeah, I mean, at that point I agree with Booker is
so you could have stretched his contract and waived him, or you live in Phoenix. There is a large desert. Bradley Beal is likely not accustomed to the desert. He's likely not familiar on how to navigate the desert. I say we send him out there with a water purification canister, and Bradley Beal lives the remainder of his days in a mansion in the desert. You know?
But you still have to pay you. It's guaranteed.
But he's not on the team anymore. Like, do you know what I mean? Do you know how? Like, I'm just thinking about this. If I am an NBA player, which I'm not, so this is me putting myself in very unfamiliar shoes. Let's say I'm like 6 foot. So I'm 4 inches taller, 5 inches taller. I have millions of dollars, and I'm black. Right? I'm in the NBA. Do you know how much it would piss me off to have a guy making $60 million who just like it's like, I'm not going to waive my no trade clause. I want to stay here and take a bunch of money away from your roster so that you can't be competitive. I don't really care about playing good because I'm getting paid a bunch of money. It's a Charlotte Hornets culture. That's what's getting created there with Bradley Beal. And that is not what you want. You do not want to be the Charlotte Hornets.
That's not what you want, but it's like...
He's literally turning into a cancer. Like, for the team.
He is, but what? He has one... Does he have 2 more years? Or
Yes,
just one more?
he has 2 more years left.
Oh my gosh, never mind.
Yes.
But okay, but then again...
so screwed
again,
with this contract.
I agree with you. Maybe you do strain him in the desert, but either way, look, they can't do anything about it.
He's got $60 million. You can build a mansion and have like a swimming pool and bring your family there. Just like, he's going to start talking to cactuses after about a month.
God.
He can go have a vision quest.
I swear there's a Family Guy episode of this.
Probably is.
But
this is like the time we stranded Bradley Beal in the desert.
I think they controlled the controllables, and I don't know. I liked it. That's me personally. And then if I had an honorable mention, let me see if I did. Wizards, and then the Dallas Mavericks.
All right. Well, I think that's our winners. We're gonna go to the losers category, and I'm gonna kick it off because I need to. I think I need to talk about this. Warriors. Yeah. One of my losers. They're one of your losers too, because they've been losers. Because they've been losers this whole offseason. I mean, look, pick a lane. Pick a damn lane. Are you all in on this Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler duo, right? Like, you're like, that was the whole thing. You pissed Kuminga off. You were like, we're not going to bring you back. We're not going to re-sign you. We're going to prioritize these guys. Moody and Pods and all these guys have been in trade talks forever and ever and ever. So trade for LeBron. Trade for somebody. Do something, right? But what they're doing is they're just pissing off their young players and then not trading them and then going like, we're committed to the Steph and Jimmy Butler era, but then they're not committing to guys who are on that timeline. And it's just this perpetual cycle of like, we don't know what we want to do. We want to be competitive, but we don't want to fail, and we want to make the most of Steph Curry's career, but we're not actually sure how long Steph Curry's prime is going to last because he's 37 years old. And even though we have all the faith in the world in Steph Curry, we're just going to continue to like spin our wheels in the sand and go, oh, we want to trade for guys that are competitive, but we're going to try to keep Kuminga, but we actually don't want Kuminga, but we can't get anything for Kuminga, so we're going to sign and trade Kuminga, but nobody wants Kuminga, and now the Nets trade Cam Johnson, so now we don't know what we want to do. Like, it's just like, it's so infuriating to watch this team have no concept of what they want to do with their current roster, and also not execute anything. You know what? It would be so much better if you went out and signed, like, even a bad player, somebody. They've lost more players than they've signed. They're net negative in terms of players in the offseason. They drafted, they didn't even have a first round pick. They drafted guys in the second round and they traded for the 59th pick in the draft.
Was so
Are
gross.
you kidding me? You traded for the 59th pick in the draft in what's already a weak second round, and then you let Looney walk when you already need a center depth. You need centers. You need bigs, and you're just like, we're gonna just let him walk, even though he said he wants to spend the rest of his career in Golden State at the end of the season. When they asked him in the press conference after the Minnesota Timberwolves series was over, he's like, do you hope you re-sign with Golden State? And he's like, yeah, this is where I got drafted. I want to stay here. So clearly there was incentive for him to stay here, and it would be different if you replaced him with somebody, but you haven't. All of the decent centers are pretty much off the market now. What are you going to do? Is Gui Santos going to be our only center? I like, or not even Gui Santos, Quinton Post. I like both those guys, right? Gui Santos is not a big. He is like somewhere between a 3 and a 4.
I'd say 3, yeah.
Quinton Post. I like Quinton Post. He is not the center you need in the starting lineup next to Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. You need a guy who is more physical, who can play defense, who can rebound. Quinton Post is not that guy. He's a stretch 5. I love what he brings to the table off the bench. But you needed a guy like Mark Williams. That's who they needed. I see what the Phoenix Suns traded for Mark Williams. The Warriors could have done that. The Warriors could have easily done that. Are we asleep at the wheel? I mean, what is going on? Like, and it's just like that's my biggest thing. You talked about direction. I 100% agree with you. Pick a goddamn lane. Either you are committed to re-signing Kuminga and building this young core, and you just let Steph ride out his glory days, and hopefully those guys develop, and you end up being competitive. But Steph Curry's gonna retire a Warrior. Jimmy Butler is gonna do whatever. You either like keep him or you trade him or whatever happens. And that's just where you go from here. Or you commit to this core that you have: Jimmy, Steph, and Draymond, and then you put guys around them. You put shooters around them. You get Luke Kennard. You get guys like that. You get Cam Johnson in a sign and trade for Kuminga. You go get guys that you can put around them. Mark Williams. It just, yeah, I don't have a ton else to say. It really just is infuriating to watch a team that won't even pick a lane. Either lane I'd be happy with, but you won't pick one.
Yeah, I agree. I've actually been saying it for 4 years. After the first year I said it, it was a terrible take because they won the championship actually in 22. But besides 22, they should have picked a lane a long time ago, and they didn't. And I just hate, when teams don't have direction because, you trade for Jimmy, but then you're also trying to get younger. One thing I actually am realizing about my list right now is just how important center play is, because all of my winners have a really good center rotation. And all the losers don't. All the losers have a bad center rotation.
Corby, who is the last team to like win the finals without good center play? Like, you really think about it. Like, obviously the Warriors had like questionable center play, if you want to say that, but they were running Draymond at center.
Yeah.
And then Looney was incredible in those finals.
Yeah, that
rebounding.
is two good centers right there.
2021, Brook
Bucks.
Lopez was playing good.
Yep.
And Giannis. I mean,
Even Portis was
2023, Jokic. 2024, you had Al Horford playing good, and you had Porzingis playing good, even though Porzingis was limited.
2020 was Anthony Davis.
2020 was Anthony Davis. 2025, obviously, Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hardenstein. 2019, Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka.
Yep.
2018, that might be the last team where you can go like they didn't have really good center play,
And they're a
won the
stupid
finals.
team.
And they're the goddamn 2018 Warriors. So 2018, 2017, 2016, maybe then you could go back and go like, I don't know if that team's a super team, but they didn't have like this elite center play.
That's
like,
probably the last
Tristan
team.
Thompson was fine. He was serviceable. Kevin Love was a really good big, but he wasn't like a center by any means. And then you go 2015, Andrew Bogut. 2014, Tim Duncan. 2013, Chris Bosh. 2012, Chris Bosh. 2011, Tyson Chandler.
I'd even say Dirk's kind of in there.
2010, Andrew Bynum and Pau Gasol. 2009, Andrew Bynum and Pau Gasol. Like, you just keep going back. 2008, Kevin Garnett. 2007, Tim Duncan. 2006, Shaq. 2005, Tim Duncan. 2004, Ben Wallace. 2003, Tim Duncan. 2002, Shaq. 2001, Shaq. 2000, Shaq. 1999, Tim Duncan. 1998, Michael goddamn Jordan.
the greatest.
Like you need a good center, and the Warriors.
So the two teams
Warriors don't have a center that you would even want to play in the playoffs really right now.
Cam, it was literally either the super team Warriors
or LeBron or Michael Jordan. So unless you're the super team Warriors, LeBron or Michael Jordan, you need a good center.
Man, yeah, the Warriors they gotta hope Trace Jackson Davis takes that leap of consistently.
Yeah, and that's the other guy too. Like you would hope, but they don't play these guys during the regular season.
No.
How are they supposed to develop if you don't play them during the regular season, but you insist on keeping them on the NBA roster? And I'm sorry, G League helps to a certain point, but once you've had NBA minutes, I don't know how much being in the G League really helps you. I think you need to get minutes in the NBA. Once you've made that jump and you're like able to be highly competitive in the G League, you need that NBA competition. And they won't play these guys because they want to be competitive. But
yeah, the G League's good for like your rookie season.
Yeah, I really like Trace Jackson Davis in the playoffs. I don't have confidence that they'll play him. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I know they'll play Quentin Post because they played him during the regular season, and I like Quentin Post. Trace Jackson Davis gives you that other facet of a center that you need. I would actually like to see him start, and then Quentin Post come off the bench. But they just don't want to play. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel your frustration.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and move on to, I'll go to my first. Oh, I guess my second loser. They were my first.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Boston Celtics.
Really?
And I guess you didn't have them.
I did not have them.
At the end of the day, they got it's a mishandling of assets.
Mm-hmm.
They got nothing for Porzingis. I actually think the Nets somehow got more for Porzingis than Boston, and they gave up Porzingis. I think they got Niang in like a second round pick or something, which is just terrible. Drew Holiday, they got Anthony Simons. I guess it's a good trade. Anthony Simons is a younger player, better scorer, all that kind of stuff. But just overall, their draft was terrible. I forget who they drafted, but if they are going this younger route of
Hugo Gonzalez.
yeah, right. And then I think they did something in the second round that made me mad.
They're not going like a younger route. They're going like a get money off the books route.
Yeah, but I still think you're not gonna be that good next season. I still think they could have done something in the draft to impress me. I think they could. They haven't done anything in the draft to like make a move up for someone. I don't know.
They could have. I don't know. I just look at Boston and we talk about directions. They did pick a direction and they committed to it. And you got Anthony Simons back, who is a good asset to get back for a 34, 35-year-old Drew Holiday.
Yeah. Let me see technically everything they did.
Porzingis, you just basically got off your books, right? That was what you did. So
then, yeah,
you lost Luke Cornett.
Luke Cornett.
And you lost...
No, just those three.
Luke Cornett. You got Georges Niang, Luka Garza...
Josh
Minot and Anthony Simons. Yeah, I mean, Anthony Simons is the only guy out of that group where I'm really like, yeah. I mean, maybe Georges Niang in the way that they have their offense set up.
I mean, Horford hasn't re-signed yet. Who is their center right now? Am I missing something? Like, they literally don't have a center.
Charlotte Hornets. we looked at the Charlotte Hornets center depth, and it is Brian Kalkbrenner.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like Grant Williams.
Grant Williams in center, which is just so nasty.
Oh, he is not Draymond Green.
So maybe the Celtics is the one I least kind of believe was a loser. But just overall, I mean, maybe I just kind of also added the Tatum injury. But it's just like seeing the East be so wide open.
But they can't control that.
They
it's
can't.
like they did the best with the circumstances that they had in front of them.
They did, which is
yeah.
why I would have had that. I guess that is the logic I had for the Suns being a winner. So
and
maybe I shouldn't have chose Boston. But
I mean, I wouldn't call them a winner because you can't be a winner when you're actively selling. But I feel like you still did a lot of good things, or not a lot of good things. You did a couple good things. You got the two guys that you can afford to get off your books without compromising your roster off your books. Derek White, you can't afford to get rid of.
Yeah,
it's Derek White.
But also getting Porzingis off your books, he was going to be a free agent next season anyway. So I don't see the point of that.
The thing I think will really determine their offseason decisions, and we won't know till later, is Jaylen Brown. Do you trade him? I don't see a world where they do, personally. But do you trade him? What do you get back for him? How does he perform this year? Lots of things like that. And I think that'll determine a lot of their offseason. I think you probably keep him. I mean, Boston's just in a tough position where they know they're a championship team when healthy, and they're just not. So you're trying to retool and rebuild.
I just don't like the way they retooled. I think they should have.
But this isn't the end of their retool. You know what I mean? Like, because Tatum's not going to be back till next season, like the season after this one. So in some way, we don't know how this is setting up a retool in the future because your goal is being ready by 26, 27, not being ready by this year.
Right. I just don't. When something like this happens, I was just hoping they'd get a little bit younger, and they didn't really do that.
I'd hope so too, but also like they did get a little bit younger. They got Anthony Simons.
I guess they got him.
They got Luka Garza.
Yeah.
They got Hugo Gonzalez. They did get younger. There are unknowns there, sure, but if Luke Cornett can succeed in Boston, I think Luka Garza can too.
Yeah. I also just don't know. Are they going to try and lose next year?
I don't think they're going to try and lose. Like I feel like
if they're borderline play-in by trade deadline, what do you do?
Borderline.
Let's say
you're a 10 seed or an 11 seed or
let's say 10. Let's say 10 seed.
10 seed. I mean,
without Tatum, they're not winning anything.
No, but the problem is
they're also Boston.
They're in Boston, and they just got purchased by new ownership too. Yeah, and I don't think new ownership wants to go out and immediately tank, right?
Yeah, maybe you don't want to do that, but personally, I would have liked for them to see that. I would have liked a tank year. I mean, this next draft is the year to tank.
It's got to happen organically. If I will say,
Tatum getting hurt is organic.
Yeah, but you're still like. Here's the thing, Corby. On paper, with their roster, they still might be a borderline playoff team in the East. Like, I mean, borderline top 6. Because you got the Cavs, you got the Magic, you got the Hawks, you got the Knicks. That's 4 teams right there. Outside of that, no Pacers, no Bucks.
I Pistons. Personally, I know they were bad last year. I'd throw in Philly.
Okay, Pistons, Philly.
So bad.
But then, you're still a 7th, 8, and yeah, that's a play-in team. But I don't know. I mean, the East is just not the West. I think if you have Jaylen Brown and you have Derek White and you have Anthony Simons off your bench, it's a pretty solid team out of the East.
Yeah, I still have Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah, and Peyton Pritchard. I forgot about him too. Yeah.
Yeah.
they still have a really solid team.
So
All right, next team. This is the next team I'm going to. The Indiana Pacers.
I had him there too.
You had them in there too. I feel like we probably have them in there for the same reason, which is that I want to preface it by saying this. Tyrese Halliburton an injury, I'm not factoring into this decision at all.
No.
In terms of like the impact of this year. But it does impact their overall trajectory and how they should be going about their offseason. And they had one job. They had one thing they needed to do, and that was bring back Miles Turner, and they didn't do it. That's it. Literally, when you have one thing you need to do in your offseason and you don't do it, you failed. You lost the offseason, right? Because their only goal should have been, let's maintain this roster for when Tyrese Halliburton comes back, because we just took the best team in the NBA and one of the best defensive teams all time, and the team with the best win margin, average like win margin in NBA history, to 7 games. And we had a chance even without our best player. We were up by 1 at halftime. Your only goal should have been to keep that roster together. And losing Miles Turner hurts, because Miles Turner is not a guy that you find in the NBA very easily. There are a few guys that do what he does at the level that he does it. Brook Lopez in 2021 comes to mind. I think Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka were guys that later in their career became stretch bigs.
Even kind of like a Porzingis
played good defense. And a Porzingis. Porzingis is like kind of the epitome of that in a lot of ways. Like he is the best version of that. But in that vein of players, those are championship players. And you don't find those guys very often. And I don't know. Thomas Bryant is not, he's not going to replace the production.
Dude, oh, sorry. I was just going to say, dude, there's a reason that like the Pacers they never had an uber successful season. So Miles Turner was in trade talks for like 6 years.
Yeah.
And he was never traded because that's how highly valued a guy like him is.
Yeah.
Even if, like, I just don't know. You know who they got to replace him? Jay Huff. They traded for Jay Huff to replace him. A center who was getting like 10 minutes a game because the dude, I mean, he's a bucket. Don't get me wrong.
I'm sorry, no disrespect to Jay Huff, but he is not Miles Turner.
No.
You don't find 3-and-D bigs that often. I mean, a 3-and-D big is even crazy to say, but that is like the modern, that's the Al Horford. Even at like, you need like an Al Horford. I mean, and you can't go get Al Horford. He's too old now. He won't be ready for your roster in 26, 27.
Yeah. Also, to let Milwaukee get him, it's like, that's your rival. Like, honestly, the Pacers and Bucks, like, playoffs aside, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Sorry, I forgot. They did, play in the playoffs this year. No, that's their biggest, like, Pacers fans and Bucks fans hate each other. They've played them probably like 10 times in the last 2 years.
The fact that he went there is kind of crazy, too. Honestly.
It is crazy, but also, you look out for yourself.
They paid his ass. Yeah, they paid him a lot of money.
It was pretty open that like the Pacers didn't want to pay Miles Turner. Like they undercut him by like what $5-6 million, and that's just something that just pay him.
You just don't do that, dude. Like
you can't replace that. And what, like, so that you could pay Benedict Mathurin in the future? Yeah. Let me tell you something about Benedict Mathurin. He might be younger. He might be younger and technically have more potential than Miles Turner, but he wasn't the reason that the Pacers went on the big run. I think defensively, I still don't like what he does. I think he's a lower IQ basketball player in the NBA.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna pay someone, you're gonna either pay someone who's a really good shooter, or he's a really good defender, or he's high IQ.
Yeah.
You don't pay a role player who can get to the free throw line. That's not something that people value. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, and yeah, Milwaukee did pay him 27 million. He's getting less money than Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah.
And he's more.
And a year later, where contracts are even more inflated.
So, yeah, I don't know. There's not much else to say about the Pacers. I really hope that they're able to find a guy, because Tyrese Halliburton deserves to have a very similar team to come back to when he's healthy.
Also, by the way, it sucks. Like, maybe you shouldn't sign with the rival team. Halliburton's not going to play next year, and you get to play next to Giannis next year.
Maybe. I mean, that's something we're going to get to in a minute.
Yeah,
I actually want to get to that later, but so that's my next team. Sounds like we agree on that. So
who?
The Pacers.
Oh yeah, the Pacers. Yeah.
So why don't you go to your next team, because so far we have disagreed on both of yours, actually. Interesting.
Oh yeah, I have the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
I think they are a complete loser. And it kind of pained me to put them here because I actually really liked their draft. I liked them picking Cont. I liked them, even though the Mark Williams trade sucked.
Yeah. They
got Liam McNeely, who I think is a guy who at pick 29 you do take a bet on. Because pre-injury he was always really good in my opinion. And UConn just wasn't built for him because UConn didn't have a star like Stephon Castle or anything. to generate good looks for him. I mean, he is like an off-ball kind of player. He's not
Yeah.
built to average 20 in college. So overall, I like their draft, but they don't have a center, and there's no good centers on besides like Al Horford. Al Horford's not going to go to Charlotte.
He's not going to go to Charlotte. But I did remember something. So I originally was going to have Charlotte in this spot. And then I saw they got Mason Plumlee, and they also got Cockbrenner. So they do actually have a center.
Did they get Mason Plumlee?
They did get Mason
Wait,
Plumlee.
when?
So I remember like looking at this. He agreed to a 1-year deal with them. I do. I was like, they were going to be in my bottom 5. But then I saw they got Mason Plumlee, and I'm like, you actually fixed your center rotation.
When did this happen? I swear.
It happened when I made this, which was Friday. So
Oh, that was a while ago too. Then,
Yeah.
or 2 days ago. Yeah.
yeah. So they've had him. No, Charlotte. When I look at them, they got Colin Sexton for, let's call it what it is, nothing. Because Yusuf Nurkic is a nothing player for $19 million. If he was on a lower like value contract, maybe you value him more. But they got Colin Sexton, who is a much more valuable player within that team, especially now that you got Cockbrenner and Plumlee. Shout out cock and ball torture in Charlotte.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie is a fine backup point guard.
Go get a guy like Anthony Black.
Black
Black
cock and ball. Black cock and ball torture.
Cock and ball.
But
We're white. I'm not racist.
yeah, white cock and ball torture. But yeah, either or. Re-signed Trey Mann to a 3-year deal.
I like that one. I did like that.
You know, Pat Connaughton is another guy that, you know, is like a serviceable piece, maybe. But in terms of Charlotte, it's more like you're relying on your youth. And, you know, they have a lot of youth. They have LaMelo's still young. I think we forget that sometimes because he's been in the league for so long, but he is still young. They have Brandon
Miller.
God, why was I going to say Brandon Williams? That was the dude from the Grizzlies, right?
Brandon Williams?
Yeah.
No, isn't that Mavericks? Isn't he
Yeah,
the
Mavericks. Mavericks. That's who it was. That's crazy because Brandon Williams played more recently than Brandon Miller did, so I guess he was more in the forefront of my mind. But yeah, they have Brandon Miller, who I still believe is going to be a really good player. They have Ryan Cockbrenner, who obviously went in the second round, but he showed like he's one of the better second rounders.
Right. No, I thought he was a great pick.
I think he could have been a first round pick potentially. I'm actually surprised a team like the Celtics didn't go get him over Hugo Gonzalez. But yeah, I mean, you've got Trey Mann. You just have a lot of pieces that, you know, and you've filled your gaps. So I don't see them as winners, but I also
They have too many pieces. I think sometimes less is more.
Sometimes less is more, but I mean,
Spencer Dinwiddie, Mason Plumlee, Colin Sexton. They got Colin Knoble.
Colin
They got
Sexton
Liam
and Trey Mann are a
McNeely.
little
They
bit
got Trey
redundant.
Mann. They got LaMelo Ball.
Oh, they do have Liam McNeely too. That's right. That's the other.
So
guy
they got all of these like offensive guys. And I actually was surprised. I just looked at the team stats. Apparently, the Hornets were 29th in offense and 25th, I think, in defense.
So
which
they're
I would have thought that they're
a defensive team.
I watched
their
that.
identity.
I'm sorry. I
actually loved watching Hornets games because they are one of the more entertaining teams to watch.
Well, yeah, because they're high pace and they score.
They're
and
like
other teams score.
They're like the Pacers if the Pacers are who people were saying they were before the playoffs started.
Yeah, honestly. Well, no. The Pacers are still a playoff team. This team sucks.
They were disrespecting the hell out of the Pacers
they
before
were.
the playoffs started.
Yeah, that's true. But overall, I just think they have too many of these like buckets. Like, yeah, them having Colin Sexton now after getting
it's a little redundant, but also
after having Trey Mann and Colin Sexton as your backups, like it's just so like it's too much. I don't
But I
like
mean,
it.
Terry Rozier worked on the Hornets
Did he?
as a player, maybe not on a team level. But
He played basketball, yeah. That's not what I'm talking.
he played basketball.
But like I think there's way too much going on. I think they should have. I mean, teams you win championships through defense.
No, I get that.
That's 95% of the time. You already have LaMelo Ball, which I'm assuming because LaMelo missed so much time, that's why their offense was so bad compared to their defense. I think on a normal Hornets rotation, they're also they got rid of Mark Williams. So they got rid of a defender.
Yeah.
And they didn't sign a single other one. I guess the best one that they did sign was literally Mason Plumlee, who's not. No, he's not. He's not a rim protector.
No,
by
but
any means. They also they lost Yusuf Nurkic, who was bad, but he's still better in my opinion than Mason Plumlee.
But I just for the value, like I just don't consider them losers in terms of what they did.
Well, because they're supposed to build on what they've been building. This is not
build
building.
on what? Like literally, they have not even shown what they should be building off of because they've been bad.
So what's their direction? What do you think they're doing right now?
I think they're doing the same thing that the Nets are doing, which is stockpiling talent and then seeing what works.
But they've been doing this how long?
A long time.
So eventually you just got to give up. You're not gonna have
Just
a
give
talented team. You're not gonna have a talented team.
It was this year to give up Corby to just be like,
No,
we're just gonna go get AJ DeMonster or Cam Boozer and hope that that's what happens.
I think that's what they're doing right now, actually. Which I
Well,
think.
then it's a perfect direction for them.
But that's not the direction. I thought the direction was to actually build around
No,
LaMelo.
Corby, they're playing mind games with you. They're getting more talent, but less is more. So more is less. So they're actually gonna be worse than last year. So they're gonna get the number 1 overall pick.
You think I'm a math major? I'm not understanding what
You wear those glasses.
Oh yeah, it's true. 4 eyes, dude.
4 eyes.
But yeah, I hate it. I hate it. I wish that.
I hate it.
I think the Pistons did a great job of building around Cade, and I think the Hornets are doing a bad job around LaMelo.
Fair enough.
So, what's your next team?
My next team is speaking of Colin Sexton, the Utah Jazz. And it's pretty simple. I mean, you got Ace Bailey and Walter Clayton Jr. and the draft, and I think those are good additions. But you gave up Jordan Clarkson and Colin Sexton for basically nothing. Yeah, Nurkic is nothing. I'm sorry.
You're not wrong.
The Utah Jazz really wanted Yusuf Nurkic. Anything to get wider, man. I swear. But yeah, so this team, like, Colin Sexton is one case where you trade him for Yusuf Nurkic. Whatever. Like, that's fine. You buy out Jordan Clarkson. Okay? That's not the problem. The problem is that Karis LeVert then gets the contract that he gets. And I'm sorry, Jordan Clarkson is at the level, if not like a little bit better than Karis LeVert. You could have gotten something for Jordan Clarkson. It really just felt like rapid appeasement of Ace Bailey as quick as they possibly could.
Yeah.
Because there was no sign of Jordan Clarkson leaving Utah. There really wasn't.
No.
Like, I know I'm not a Utah Jazz fan, but I live here. I see the news about him. He seems to enjoy living here, and the fans like him too. Like, the fans actually really love Jordan Clarkson. There was no indication of him leaving. So the Jazz just decide to, like, buy out his contract to get him off the team as soon as they can, while your 5th overall pick is on a plane either to Utah or to Bolivia. No one knows which direction he's going. And he's just like I don't know.
You'd really think they would have got like at least a second round pick.
I mean, just something. Like, you just gave up assets for essentially nothing to appease a first round pick. That it starts to turn into a trade at some point, and you have to look at it this way. So they traded Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson, or they traded Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson. Like, if you think of it this way, and this is like maybe a stupid way to think about it, but if you traded Jordan Clarkson, Colin Sexton, and the 5th overall pick in the draft for Yusuf Nurkic and Ace Bailey.
Or you could just say 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan Clarkson, Colin Sexton for Yusuf Nurkic. That's really what they did.
That's basically what they did. Yeah.
So,
but you're doing it to appease Ace Bailey. But the fact that you have to get rid of guys to get your rookie to come to your team, and don't get me wrong, I'm excited to watch Ace Bailey. I really like his game.
He was terrible.
But
yesterday?
Yeah.
He was awful. And I'm not someone, I mean, dude, the best player on the Hawks was dude. I went to that game actually. Trae Young's first ever summer league game. He was probably like 4 for 8.
I remember how like they were saying how bad he was.
Terrible.
But, yeah, I mean, I just don't.
So I'm not putting too much stock in a bad.
In terms of what the Jazz did, what's your direction? Just hope Ace Bailey is good.
Personally, I don't hate the direction, especially because you also got Walter Clayton. It is also giving you more shots for the other young guys. I don't hate the direction, but I do agree with the mismanagement of assets. I mean, to have guys like Jordan Clarkson, who had value at some point, Colin Sexton, who had value. He was literally in
has value.
Has value. Actually, yeah, I still think he's a good player. It sucks that he's in Charlotte. Just being honest. But yeah, I could see them being losers for that reason. But overall, I still do like the direction of. I mean, they have other guys. They have Filipowski will get more shots now. Keontae George, Isaiah Collier. I'm looking forward to his career.
I like Isaiah Collier, and I'm glad you've come around on him a little bit, because I do really like his potential.
I like his potential. I'm just not. I wouldn't bet on him, right? But I still think that.
Put him next to Ace Bailey. I mean, that's a decent guy to have next to him. So, yeah. So moving on, next team.
Cool. This is gonna be my last team actually. I think. 'Cause, yeah, we went over the Warriors and Pacers. Los Angeles Lakers. Mm-hmm. So we have them too.
Yep.
LeBron wants out. Well, okay, it's not like that brutal, but like LeBron is really looking at what the Lakers are doing this offseason, and he's going to make a decision from there. The Lakers have lost Dorian Finney-Smith, and who was like, one of their
DFS is MIA.
Who was a perfect fit, not only next to Luka, like his shooting percentages next to Luka are insane, but he's a good defender. For a small forward, he's a good rebounder. For a power forward, he's mobile. He could play either one.
Mm-hmm.
You signed DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton is your center, and they re-signed Jackson Hayes, so that's their center rotation. Which
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton is not good. I don't care what the shooting set or the shooting split say, what the points per game says.
Yeah.
He's just not good. He's not a good defender. Not only one because he's just not fundamentally good, but he doesn't try. He has no effort. He's kind of like he plays, and it sounds like personal saying it this way, but he plays like emotional. Like he seriously does, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean I've seen that too. He's a very talented player.
And also like
You know,
do you want to when you have Luka Doncic and LeBron James, do you want to play through a guy who takes deep mid ranges? That's Ayton's game actually. Like that's a good amount of his shots.
I mean, yeah, but he's also an athletic center. Like he can be a lob threat.
He is, and we saw that next to Chris Paul.
And let's be honest. Like if he's like if your options are let me go like shoot a long mid range to get my buckets, or let me catch a lob from Luka Doncic and LeBron James, which are you gonna do?
I mean, Ayton, he's pretty selfish, in my opinion.
Maybe, but
yeah, pretty much. I did want to say the stat because I thought it was super interesting. So Dorian Finney-Smith, they lost him. 2 of the 3 most frequent lineups that he played with the Lakers were super positive. I'm talking about like plus 30 and plus 40. I'm not even kidding. I think it was plus 30 and plus 50. So those are 2 of the 3 lineups. The other lineup that he played the most frequently with was when Jackson Hayes was the center. And that lineup was like a minus 20. So I think the best lineup they had was when LeBron was playing center during the regular season, which, by the way, is something you don't want to rely on.
no, you don't want that.
In this year. You can't rely on LeBron full-time playing center.
He'll snap.
That was their best.
And I don't mean physically. I mean emotionally. He will snap on JJ Redick.
Yeah. So that was their best lineup. The second most frequent lineup, was the terrible one with Jackson Hayes.
Yeah.
The third most frequent one was amazing. Their center was Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
So their centers were LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
And then the bad one was Jackson Hayes. Getting DeAndre Ayton and losing, well, that just shows like how impactful Dorian Finney-Smith was. And I think all the lineups also did have Luke. No. Luka wasn't in one of the lineups too. I think the one with Anthony Davis, because it was the AD for Luka trade.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been in the lineup.
Yes, he wouldn't have been in the lineup. So it wasn't just Luka Doncic being with Dorian Finney-Smith. Like he actually is an impactful player. He's a good defender. He's good. Like I said, good rebounder for a 3, mobile for a 4. Losing him to the Houston Rockets, who are not rivals, but they're both trying to contend for a championship right now, and he didn't get paid that much.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it like $14 million a year? That's nothing. That's not for a good role player who doesn't need to like chuck up shots or anything, and is a good shooter, over 40%.
Yeah.
They just let him go.
Yeah.
Not even to get DeAndre Ayton. Who did they get? Did they really choose Jake LaRavia over Dorian Finney-Smith? I'm a guy who I'm pretty high on Jake LaRavia. I think offensively he's a good player. This Lakers team needs defense.
Yeah, if you're the Los Angeles Lakers, you can't get outbid by the Rockets.
They were 12th in defense in the playoffs, and all they did was lose a defender and gain offensive players.
Yep.
Like that's so, and LeBron's only getting older.
Yeah, and LeBron's still a great offensive player, but the defensive end is where it starts to show.
And I think maybe when you get to playoff time, like I actually think he was a good defender come playoff time.
Yeah, because he can turn it up still.
Regular season, 82 games. No, you are not relying on him. Luka is a cone. We all know this. He's not the worst defender in the league, in my opinion, but he's a cone.
Yeah. Not much more to it than that. I mean, I think it says a lot when you're, and this you may disagree with this, but I think it says a lot when your best option is to trade LeBron James.
Yeah.
Because that is their best option right now. You cannot, with the current free agency class remaining, build a team that you want to build around LeBron and Luka. The only way that I think you set yourself up for the future in the best way is you trade LeBron James for assets, because you will still get a bunch of assets for LeBron James, and you build around Luka Doncic.
Well, because the front office said that they are prioritizing the future of the Lakers, and they're
Yeah, and
prioritizing
they
Luka Doncic.
a new ownership group just bought the Lakers for or it's not even ownership. I think it's one guy who like owns the Dodgers too.
Oh yeah.
For like
I think so.
$10.1 billion.
You can't build around both Luka and LeBron. That's counterintuitive because it's a young guy versus an old guy. Like that's just
It's like what the Warriors are doing on steroids.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So big losers.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more team.
I do have one more team. And some people will say that they're not losers because they restructured their roster a little bit. They brought back all the guys that they wanted to bring back. They did everything that they set out to do, but you pissed off your superstar. And he is, you know what? I think he is a top 3 player. In my opinion, top 2 player in the NBA. I think you've said he's the best player in the NBA.
I think he's the best player.
if you are the Milwaukee Bucks, your only priority this year was to make sure Giannis Antetokounmpo was happy with the roster and wanted to stay, and that's not the case. In fact, he's mad that you guys waived Damian Lillard. He is actually upset about that. Like, it's not even like one of those things where it's like, oh, it sucks that it had to happen. No, he's upset that they made that move. He did not want them to do that.
Well, I think the Bucks told him they're going to sign Miles Turner, and they were happy with that. But he didn't know that was at the cost of Damian Lillard.
Yeah, and you have to be transparent with your superstar. You have to make sure that he's okay with your moves, because I get Miles Turner is a good player. If Giannis is not there, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Miles Turner is a worse player if Giannis isn't there. That's just the fact.
Yeah, but it's not even like that. It's like, yeah, Miles Turner is great next to Giannis. Miles Turner is a great addition to your team. If you just sign Miles Turner at the expense of Giannis Antetokounmpo, you are fucked. I mean, you are well and truly like fucked. Because I just like, and I look at that and it's like what the Lakers did and not appeasing LeBron James and making sure that he stayed, but it's so much worse because Giannis is just on another level right now above LeBron James. He's 30 years old. He's still one of the best players in the NBA. He's the second best player in the NBA in my opinion, and he might even be the best player in the NBA when it comes right down to it. So I just really like, there's a lot there that I'm very unhappy with the Bucks. Also, you just re-signed the same team. The same team that was not that good this year without Dame, with Giannis, and you just re-signed him.
Just replace Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
With Miles Turner. The only reason that I didn't put them as a loser, I had them as the sixth man. Honorable mention, something like that.
Yeah.
Giannis isn't off the team. I think as long as Giannis is on the team, they can't be the loser yet. The second Giannis is off the team, then they are the ultimate loser because they do not have their pick next year. We have their pick next year. As long as it's a good pick. If it's a bad pick, we get the Pelicans. But yeah, as long as you keep him, I think that's all that matters. If this is enough to make Giannis wait a little bit more, like there's no reason. It's not like, because they don't have their own pick, it's not like they have an incentive to just hurry up and get it over with if it's inevitable. Yeah. No, you keep him as long as you can. Yeah. And so far, he like the rumors aren't super loud. I feel like the rumors are super loud the second that the Bucks lost in the playoffs. Yeah. And then they kind of toned down right before free agency. Now I actually don't know what's going on because Giannis did approve of the Miles Turner.
I don't think he approved of them releasing Damian Lillard though.
No, because like that just defeats like the hope the team had. Because do you
Are
remember
you
what
running
happened when the Bucks got Damian Lillard? We're like, wow, an offensive superstar is playing next to Giannis.
Yep.
Like, and it's like a perfect fit. It's a guard, lead guard. He can run the pick and roll. He can shoot from wherever.
And now it's like, are we winning a championship with Miles Turner?
The hope is literally
second best player.
The hope is Miles Turner and Kyle Kuzma.
No, it's not Kyle Kuzma. It's literally Bobby Portis because I would not rely on Kyle Kuzma for anything right now.
I also think they're a loser because D'Lo signed for so cheap. $6 million a year. They could have got D'Lo. You easily could have got D'Lo.
Yeah.
$6 million.
Especially
just give him $8 million.
If you're going to stretch Dame's contract, and do that, you got to replace him somehow.
Yeah.
Who is their point guard?
It is KPJ. Kevin Porter Jr. is their projected starting point guard. So that roster is abysmal. I'm happy as a Hawks fan. But if I was a Bucks fan, I would not be. But as long as he's on the team, that's all that matters. I still think they're kind of like they're a play-in team, maybe playoff team. Yep. But it's not looking good. I think they should be the last loser. Honestly, I kind of forgot. I did have a Laker TikTok, so I think I'll just go ahead and do that.
Yeah. I mean, I have a Bucks one. Actually.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
So in the spirit of what we're talking about right now, Damian Lillard obviously was waived by the Bucks, which is a very uncommon thing. I think it really caught a lot of people by surprise, even though he was hurt, because you just don't see it that often. You don't see players of that caliber get waived. So it made me think, what other players of that caliber have been waived? And I'm gonna turn a little bit this way, just so you don't have to worry about looking over here.
Yeah, you're good.
But Corby, I want you to name the players, the Hall of Fame players that have been waived during their career at some point.
Okay.
Right? And I'll tell you there are 8 of them. So there's 8 Hall of Fame players that at some point during their career were waived by a team.
Waived is crazy. Wait, when was the most recent one?
So the most recent one was 2017, and there was 2 in 2017.
Players who got waived. They're in the Hall of Fame?
They're currently in the Hall of Fame, inducted. Not just like Hall of Fame potential, but currently inducted into the Hall of Fame.
So we're first 8 years out. They were probably first ballot then, if they're already in the Hall of Fame. Dude, I have no idea. So these are like, yeah, obviously Hall of Fame, but like they're really good players then.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're Hall of Famers.
Okay, I know he was signed by the Hornets. Was Tony Parker?
Tony Parker is not one of the players. That's a good guess, though.
Ooh, already in the Hall of Fame. Give me a position.
Any position?
Just like of the 2017 ones.
Do you want one of them or both of them?
Just give me both.
Okay, shooting guard and small forward.
Oh, Melo.
Nope.
Really?
Carmelo Anthony is not one of the players.
The Hawks didn't waive Melo?
They did not.
Oh, okay. Shooting guard and a small forward. Wait, no, I was about to say Iguodala. Iguodala is not a Hall of Famer yet,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe never will be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has the ballot. Dude,
Do you want another hint?
I want another hint. Yeah.
All right, one of these players played for the Chicago Bulls. The other one played for the Los Angeles Clippers.
A Bulls player who, and Clippers. So this guy retired a while ago. He
Mhm.
ended on the Bulls. But he's not like known for the Bulls, is he?
No. And here's the other hint. Player one, the player that played for the Bulls, did play 2 seasons after he was waived. Player two retired after he was waived.
So, Paul Pierce?
Paul Pierce is one of them. So
Okay.
Paul Pierce was waived by the Clippers in 2017 due to his statement that he was going to retire, and he still had years left on his contract. And then he was signed on a 1-day contract with the Celtics.
Okay. And then we're going to go. He's not in the Hall of Fame, but Joe Johnson?
Joe Johnson is not the other option.
No.
Do you want guesses on different players?
Dwayne Wade?
Dwayne Wade is.
Okay,
So
cool.
Dwayne Wade was waived by the Bulls.
Oh,
in
he was on the Bulls,
2017,
yeah.
After which he signed with the Cavs and then went to the Heat and he played 2 seasons after that.
Okay.
So yeah.
What's next year?
Next year, 2009,
2009. What team?
Memphis Grizzlies.
How long did McGrady play? It's not McGrady, is it?
It is not Tracy McGrady.
Okay. What position?
Point guard or shooting guard.
Point guard or shooting guard?
Probably more known as a shooting guard.
Okay, wait, what was the team again?
Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay, Grizzlies, point guard, shooting guard. Was this Iverson?
This was Iverson.
All right.
So he was waived after playing just 3 games for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Did he play after?
Nope, he retired.
Really?
Yep.
Was he bad or something? Why did that happen?
I don't know. I think it was a mixture of inefficiency and also just contract.
Wow.
You know, a lot of these have to do with contract. All right, next guy, 2015.
2015.
Yeah.
Bosch.
Not Bosch.
Okay. What team?
The Los Angeles Lakers.
Powell?
Nope, not Powell. Remember, Powell was on Chicago.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a while. He played for a while after that. 2015.
And I mean, some of these guys did play after they got waived, but
What position?
point guard.
A point guard for the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what? Nash was like 2011, but it wasn't him, right? No, that's wait. Yeah, yeah. Nash did not play till 2015. Steve Nash?
It is Steve Nash.
What?
Yep. Steve Nash was on the Lakers books until 2015 because
Wow.
he was on the 2013 Lakers team. He was on their books until 2015, even though he was injured. And then, he retired. He announced his intent to retire. Still had a year left on his contract, and they just waived him.
Oh,
Right.
that's crazy. What's
All
the
right.
next one?
Next guy, 2011,
Position.
shooting guard.
2011 shooting guard.
And this guy played the most years after he was waived of anybody on this list.
What team?
Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix Suns shooting guard. Was he known for the Suns?
No.
Okay. Then we're gonna go. Jason Richardson. Wait, no, he did not play that late.
No.
I'm just gonna like throw out. I know like well because he did play a ton after. Wait, no. Dude, I forgot it's Hall of Famers. I was gonna say Monte Ellis.
Maybe in some universe.
Yeah. What team was he known for?
I feel like that's too big of a hint.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm just trying to think. If you're in the Hall of Fame, you're one of the better shooting guards of all time.
I will say this guy is known as a journeyman as much as he is known for one team.
Well, I mean, it's not Vince Carter. Vince Carter?
It is Vince Carter.
Well, he got waived in 2011?
Yeah. Yeah. So basically Phoenix, he played 2010, 2011 with Phoenix, and then in the offseason they waived him to avoid the luxury tax.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So the way they waived him, they applied his contract to keep them under the luxury tax. So they still paid him like $4.2 million, but it helped them avoid the luxury tax.
Wait, if you wait, his contract wasn't guaranteed or anything?
I think they stretched it
Oh, okay.
or something like that. Yeah, he played 9 more years after that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
He had a whole ass NBA career after getting waived, which is just insane.
also recent Hall of Famer, Vince Carter.
Yep, recent Hall of
That was
Famer
what?
Vince
Was
Carter.
that last year or 2 years ago?
It had to be recent.
Yeah.
Like 2024 or something. All right, next guy. There's 2 of them in 2005.
What are their positions?
Point guard and shooting guard.
Point guard.
And one of these guys played for the Pacers. The other one played for the Atlanta Hawks.
Point guard, the Atlanta Hawks. I know it's not the Hawks one.
Yeah.
Stockton didn't like just get waived randomly at the end of his career, did he?
No, he played for the Jazz until the end of his career.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And this is the Pacers.
so Pacers and Hawks, both
Yep.
point guards, you said?
No, point guard and a shooting guard.
Okay.
So point guard for the Hawks, shooting guard for the Pacers.
Who was a journeyman going from teams? A guard going to the Hawks. Honestly, like the 2005 Hawks, I know nothing about.
I would assume.
Like I know a good amount of
You were,
historic
what,
Hawks
three-
teams.
3 years old.
I mean, but you're like, yeah, but like I'll go back to Hawks teams and like that's just not one. Like
Yep.
you know, like later 2000s, it's way cooler with like Joe Johnson and stuff. Oh yeah, let's talk about this Hawks one actually. What team is he known for?
That's too big of a hint.
And it's,
But I will tell you, he won a championship after getting waived.
oh, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll go. I mean, now I'm just kind of thinking all-time point guards. Is it? It wasn't Kidd or Nash, was it?
It was not Kidder. Nash getting waived in 2005 too.
Oh wait, yeah, he's an MVP.
Damn.
Dude, I how many point guards are there, man? It's that big of a hint. So he's like really known for this team.
Yeah. If I told you, you would immediately get it.
Okay. So my dumbass was thinking Chris Paul. Let's keep going. Let's move on. What
Chris
point
Paul
guard-
in 2005 got waived.
did he play for the Hawks?
He did.
How many like seasons, you know?
1.
Just one.
Yeah.
He's probably like what, pretty bad.
Huh?
Was he pretty bad?
I mean, he probably wasn't that good.
Okay.
He was not in his prime at this point. This was well past his prime.
So what are like the point guards of you said 2005, so the 90s that were just killing it? Gary Payton?
It is Gary Payton.
Hawks?
Yes. Hawks legend Gary
What?
Payton.
When did he play with the Hawks? Dude, I
2000
gotta add him to like the all-time Hawks
2005.
teams.
Yeah, you do actually. That's now anytime we do that, there's your little tidbit of information. But
Okay, Gary
yeah,
Payton.
he didn't play for. That was the thing. He signed with the Hawks. That was the crazy thing. So I actually forgot that he did not technically play for the Hawks. He signed with the Hawks, and then they immediately like waived him
Why?
because they paid him his contract, and then they were like, "Oh shit, that's too much money."
So they just gave up.
Yeah, he didn't even play for the Hawks. But yeah, after that, he played 2 years with Miami, won the championship.
Yeah, that sounds like Atlanta. Okay, and then you said a shooting guard,
Mm-hmm.
2005. What team? Pacers, you said? Ended with the Pacers. They made it pretty far around that time, didn't they?
They made the
Or ma-
finals in like 2002, 2001,
Okay.
something like that.
Shooting guard. What team is he known for? Or is that obvious?
It's very obvious.
Let's go Clyde Drexler.
Incorrect.
Let's go Dantley.
Incorrect. This actually might be the most unbelievable guy on this list in a lot of ways.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, on the Pacers.
Um,
I will say this guy did play on the Pacers. He was not like, a sign and wave.
so it's not like Reggie Miller. Is it Reggie Miller?
It's Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller got waived by
Reggie Miller was waived by the Pacers.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was also waived to avoid the luxury tax. They paid him his full contract. So I don't know.
So that might be like a little salute.
I don't know how it was to avoid the luxury tax, but yeah, just a little salute. Paid him his full contract. But yeah, and then last guy, 1999 for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay, what position?
Power forward.
Is he a known Laker?
He is not a known Laker.
Okay, so that's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
That Reggie Miller thing got me on edge now. Like,
And I'll say this after he played with the Dallas Mavericks for 12 games
Barkley?
before retiring. Nope.
played with the Dallas Mavericks for 12 games, all-time power forward. Shoot. I'm like literally trying to list all my all-time power forwards. Well, I guess yeah, it's not worthy or anything because he's a known Laker.
I'm actually gonna give you. I think this is. I'm gonna give you the description of why he was raised or no, waived.
Okay.
Not raised. Played 7 weeks with the team, waived due to behavioral issues, and the GM stated that they were at a point of no return before waiving him.
Is this Dennis Rodman?
It is absolutely Dennis Rodman. That dude could have had a free ass championship in LA if he just stayed there another year. But so he averaged
He wouldn't beat Dennis Rodman if he did that though.
You're right. He averaged 2.1 points per game on 34.8% shooting, 0% from three, 1.3 assists, 0.4 steals, and 11.2 rebounds.
Wow.
And then for the Mavericks, 12 games, he averaged 2.8 points on 38.7% shooting, 0% three, 1.2 assists, 0.2 steals, and 14.2 rebounds. So that dude rebounded till the very end.
The worm, baby.
The worm.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. All those players got waived, especially like Reggie Miller. I guess he got paid,
Yeah.
so that's good.
It's like in one way you could look at it as a salute, and the other way it's like you got waived by the team you played for your whole career.
Yeah, but it's probably a salute because I mean that dude loves the Pacers. He was their
He does
biggest
still love
fan.
the Pacers, so
Yeah.
clearly it was like not a big deal. But
Yeah. All right, cool. I'll go on to my short. So, the Lakers defense was already bad, and it just got worse in this offseason. So, look, the 2025 Lakers had the 2025 Lakers had the highest defensive rating in a playoff series in Lakers history in 2025. Can you name the next 4 teams? So, can you name the next 4 teams that destroyed the Lakers offensively in Lakers history?
so the 4 teams that were the worst Lakers teams.
No, can you name the 4 teams that destroyed the Lakers the most in playoff
So
history?
the 4 teams.
So this is so like
So this
let
past
me
year
know.
was obviously the Timberwolves.
So yeah,
That's
number
what you're
one,
saying.
number one is the Timberwolves
Right.
in 2025.
Yeah.
There's 4 other teams that just destroyed them, and I'll go off. It's off offensive rating.
Right.
I'll give you. I want you to like throw out 2 or 3 guesses, and then I'll
Yeah.
start giving you the years. I think once you get the years, you'll probably know.
Yeah.
But like what team? What can you think of the Lakers just getting obliterated in the playoffs?
Dallas Mavericks 2010 2011.
No,
No, really.
I'm not even sure if that was that close. Like I
It
kind of
might,
want to see the actual.
it might not have been, but they definitely beat them up. I mean, I think they swept them that year.
No, I'm not seeing it anywhere.
Really?
15th. I guess it also. So this is playoff run. I guess not.
Oh, playoff run.
Series. So it might maybe that first round. Yeah, kind of included.
Gosh.
So all these are first round exits for the Lakers.
First round exits for the Lakers. Who'd they play in 2013 or 2012-13?
12-13. Did they?
Who would it have been? Because they made the playoffs and they played like a number 1 seed. Would it have been the Spurs?
I like watch you struggle. Yeah, they were 6th. 2013 was not one of the years,
Yeah.
but that was 6th. That was right off the list.
Yeah.
Do you want me to just give you the years?
No. So Spurs 2012-2013 was 6th.
Shit, dude, after this, we're gonna have to stop recording because my
No,
phone's gonna
you're
die.
right.
All right, it's still working. Okay. What was that?
So Spurs 2012-2013 was just off the list. list.
Yeah, just off the list.
So give me one. I'll do one more guess, and then you can give me a hint. Let's go Phoenix Suns 2005, 2006.
That is number 5 on the list.
Okay.
Led by Steve Nash, not Amari Stoudemire. Just Steve Nash did that.
Yep. He was killing those Lakers teams, man.
Yeah, no.
Let's go. Here we go. Get to football later. I'm just thinking of like those Kobe years. You know what I mean? In the mid 2000s.
I will say it's only one more Kobe year.
Let's go. Let's go 06, 07.
That is number. Oh, let me see. That is number 3 on the list. So that was led by Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire.
Right. Yeah.
Killed them. Number 3.
Yeah.
You still got number 2 and number 4. Number
Yep.
2 was 90s. I was giving you 90s.
Okay.
Number 5 was 2020s.
90s. So.
Sorry, number 4 was 2020s.
I'm assuming it was a year after Magic Johnson retired when they had like, God, who was there? Norm Nixon was like their point guard.
You are right about that.
In,
Well,
like,
I don't know about Norm. Yeah, you are right about Norm Nixon, but
In like the mid 90s.
it's 92.
Before they got Shaq. Oh, so like right after.
Right after.
Who'd they get destroyed by? Portland Trailblazers?
Led by?
Clyde Drexler?
Yes, that is number 2.
Yeah.
They absolutely killed him. Next one's number 4,
Okay.
2020s.
Oh, Phoenix Suns 21.
No, not Phoenix Suns.
Really?
I want to see where they ranked on the list.
Who'd they lose to in 21? Oh, did they not make the playoffs in 21?
21 was 10th on the list.
10th. So it has to be. There's only so many options.
Still got 5 options or 6 options.
I can't imagine they made the conference finals in 23 having like this horrible defense. So it has to be either 24.
Or what? 22.
Who'd they lose to in 24? Because 24 was the Celtics against the Mavs, and the Mavs beat.
I will say it is 24. Just letting you know.
It is 24?
Yeah, but you have to get the team.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to think. Celtics beat the Mavs. Mavs beat the Thunder. Mavs beat the Timberwolves. Timberwolves beat the Suns. And then they beat. Who did they beat in the second round? Warriors didn't make the playoffs. The Lakers would have had to be like a low seed. God damn, dude. 24. Why can't I remember who they played in the 1992 playoffs, but not the 2024 playoffs? God, I feel like Dory.
This team owns them. They own the Lakers. Like, Cam, straight up, they own the Lakers. The
Like,
team hates this team.
historically?
No, I'm talking about like.
Oh, it's Denver. Oh my god, dude.
The 2024.
How did I not? Yeah,
Denver
it's
Nuggets
Denver.
are number 4.
That's who Minnesota beat. Denver. God, I'm so dumb.
So those are the teams that really own the Lakers.
Yeah.
I hate the Lakers. Let's
I hate the Lakers. All right.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
So
cool.
that's gonna be the video.
Yep.
2 hours long almost.
Wow.
If you guys enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. Really means a lot. If you stayed somehow this long,
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
then thank you.
So
Just go ahead, watch our podcast. Do some cardio while you're doing it, or do
Yeah,
some
man.
dishes. You know, it's
I'm-
pretty easy. Like,
we got nice, easy voices. We're
Yeah.
good to listen to. You know.
So,
1,000 subscribers to see his balls.